our biggest question.
Well, the reason I was going to bring this up, I didn't realize it told Awful Announcing that someone on the crew handed her a note card and what to do if Honnold fell and died during the climb of the 101-story skyscraper.
I go to the note card if he dies? Okay, thank you.
Quote, there's something to be said when 5 minutes before you go on air, someone slides you a card and what you've got to say if a person falls off the building and dies. That was certainly not an experience I had before. Now, Netflix aired the attempt on the 10-second delay, as you said. She said, quote, on my card, I had my lap. It was basically, we've experienced a fall. We're going to get off the air now, and we will update you as soon as we can on Alex's condition. I think we know what the condition would have been, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't they think I'm going to need an update on that one? Okay. Yeah, 10-second delay.
We've experienced a fall. That would have been iconic moment in broadcasting history.
Right there on Netflix.
I asked,
so how long do you think it was? Only 90 minutes?
It was only like 90 minutes. I mean, Layton said it was crazy. He had a little chalk on his bag just for a little grip. But, I mean, that was it. She's like, he was just freaking scaling.
It did look like it was almost the way the building was built. It was almost like stairs that he was climbing.
Nothing impresses this guy.
No, but I'm with Dunaway. I watched it, too, and I'm like, I mean, there are tougher buildings to climb.
101 stories
but
with nothing.
Have you seen the way the building's built?
No.
I'm with Jim. It was almost built to climb. Pull the building up, Tyler. Let Lance look at it. I mean, Jim is not wrong about
Okay, so
this.
let me ask you guys this. What would it cost you to walk a 101 flight of stairs where you've got a free fall on either side and no railing?
I couldn't do it.
My hands sweat just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But to see, I think it's that, is it?
I mean, that's all the same building.
Okay, but see.
But you're not going to get a tight shot.
Yeah. See how you got the little ledges? It's like you got rest areas all along the way. He's got places he can stop.
Here we go. This is him climbing up.
Oh,
right here.
that looks...
No, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm with Jim. Like, there's a lot of stuff to grab onto right there.
My gosh.
The windows?
No, those gutters. The one Scott showed.
Gutters.
You can't tell that Chris Stewart is captain, so you don't snap it right there. No, there's more to grab onto than it looks like that one.
And early on, it looked like he was just walking upstairs early on.
I don't know what the ratings were like, but until somebody falls, I mean, you're really not going to get the ratings you could achieve.
You're correct on that, yes.
So I'm sure you guys saw this over the weekend. Heavyweight boxer Jarrell Big Baby Miller went viral
this will make it.
on January 31st after a punch from Kingsley Ibu knocked his hairpiece off during a fight at Madison Square Garden. Now, Miller, longtime heavyweight contender, was making his return to MSG after a lengthy absence. The bout marked his first appearance at the venue since a planned 2019 title fight with Anthony Joshua that was canceled following failed drug test. Now, midway through round two, right uppercut caused Miller's hair place to lift and flap loose, revealing a bald spot. Miller
Staged, by the way, in my opinion.
Oh, you think this is staged?
Yeah.
There is no way this was staged.
I mean, does this make anybody's newscast or Sports Center or anything all week long?
Good point. Yeah,
without
no,
this
but
happening.
What is this guy trying to get out of it?
He probably got money.
I mean, he got paid to do it. This is the undercard. And, I mean, I know it was a big fight coming up, but this was the undercard.
Okay, but do you know what he blamed this on?
All your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, another day of the next round. Jimmy D, a day of vacation. He'll be back with us, scheduled to be back tomorrow. He is Lance Taylor. I am Ryan Brown. The rest of the crew is here. Tyler, Scott, Brooks behind the glass there. And we appreciate you joining us, as you are so faithful to do every single day. And we hope you continue to do that. Give us a thumbs up while you're here. Make sure you've subscribed on all of our platforms, whether it is social media, Next Round Live, our YouTube channel. Set your alerts on YouTube so you know when we're live. And if you get us on audio download, whatever you do, whether you listen to it or not, please set your automatic downloads. That really helps us a lot, and we appreciate that. All right. Now that that's out of the way, how you doing? You good?
I am good, man. Just
good. I see the Rams gear on. Not
yeah, I mean, it's a subtle Rams gear. I've just got the hat on here.
And the colors. I mean, you got the yellow color to match the hat.
You know what I saw for
still not packing it in.
The first time I told, and I don't know if it was Dunaway or you asked me yesterday, and I was just like, I'm not at the point where I have seen every Super Bowl since Super Bowl 14. I have never missed a Super Bowl.
Okay.
So that goes back to 1979, 1980. I have no interest at this point in watching this Super Bowl.
Right.
And then I saw an interview with Sean McVay. It was either yesterday afternoon or this morning. He said he ain't watching the Super Bowl.
So I can understand him. And not that I can't understand you, but I mean, that's literally his livelihood. As much emotion as you pour into it, think about the workload that it requires for him to coach in a game of that nature.
No, I get that, but I still think most of these guys, like you're Tyler Booker, he's going to be watching with friends and family. Like, they don't go to the Super Bowl, but everybody puts it on. But, look, I echo what he said. Like, as a Rams fan, the most difficult loss that I have ever seen was last weekend.
Yeah, you know, the most difficult loss in my Dolphins fandom was the 1992 AFC Championship game. Miami played Buffalo in Miami. And you would think, you know, playing a game in January in Miami and Buffalo having to come to Miami set up perfectly for us, right? We had split the regular season. Oddly, if memory serves, and I'm pretty certain of this, oddly, Buffalo had won in Miami and we had won in Buffalo. And then they come back. Dolphins have home field AFC Championship, one game to go to the Super Bowl. We turned it over like 1,000 times. Marino was awful. There were actually a ton of turnovers in that game, but we had them more than the Buffalo Bills did, and they won 29-10, one going away. That was my most painful loss as a Dolphins fan. I did, in fact, watch the Super Bowl and, of course, pulled against the Bills, which I won 4 straight Super Bowls pulling against the Bills. And that was one of the 4. But that was a tough one. But I do remember watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think what makes it so difficult, you know, back to the 1992 AFC Championship game, is you're favored in that game. You win that game. You feel like you got a really good shot against then the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Now, those games for Buffalo didn't turn out well.
They did not, nope.
But, you know, I look back and look, there's been difficult, 45 years of watching the Rams, a lot of difficult losses. But the ones that stand out are ones where you could win a Super Bowl. Yeah. Like Super Bowl 36, I still don't know how Tom Brady and that New England Patriot team is 13.5-point underdogs.
Yes.
Some people will say Spygate, how they won that game.
More on that in a moment.
Yeah, that was number one up until this weekend.
Yeah.
And like even last year, you know, they had the best opportunity to beat the Eagles. They weren't better than the Eagles. Like, I still believe, and people will say this is sour grapes because they played 3 times, I still believe the Rams are better than the Seahawks. So I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL, and they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
I don't have a problem with that. The best team in the NFL doesn't always win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but there's not an argument for that. Like, that's very subjective, and some people would say it's not even subjective. One team's in the Super Bowl, one's not. One won 2 out of 3. But I'm just saying the way those games unfolded.
I do remember going back to the 85 season. You know, Dolphins-Patriots played in the AFC Championship game, and the Dolphins were the only team that had beaten the 85 Bears. I could stomach that one a little bit more because watching that Super Bowl afterwards, I'm like, we weren't beating the Bears that night. We might have beat them on Monday Night Football in Miami, but we were not beating them in the Superdome.
Yeah, there's only it's almost as odd as winning the Super Bowl when you can say, I feel like we've got the best team and we left it, out there for somebody else to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's almost like I would think the odds are about the same as your team winning a Super Bowl when you can actually say, I felt like we had the best team, but we didn't win.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't happen much.
That is a frustrating feeling. I think college football fans in years past, I don't know that you're going to feel that way anymore as a college football fan, but I think there's some years you felt like we had the best team in the country. And there were times you felt like you had the best team in the country, didn't even get to play for it. Like Auburn fans, you can agree or disagree, but a lot of 2004 Auburn fans feel that way. Like we had the best team in the country, didn't even get a chance. Those days are over. You're going to get a chance now. I would say I don't know.
But I still think there's fan bases that, like me, want to take their ball and go home. Like Alabama fans, when they lost to Indiana, I talked to a couple. I am done with college football until next season.
Yeah.
And I brought up Clemson the year in Santa Clara. What was that, 18 or 19?
Right.
Where Alabama ended up, score-wise, got run off the field. When we were doing terrestrial radio, I had a handful of people like, I can't listen for the next few months.
One of my best friends growing up told me in retrospect, big Alabama fan, after kick six, and this was when we were, again, at Jogs, after the kick six, he said, I did not listen to your show for 6 months.
Yeah.
I was like, 6 months? You think we really talked kick six for 6 months? And he said, I just wanted to be safe. And I was like, well, I don't know how often it got mentioned, but I think after 6 months you were safe.
Probably so. But no, I mean, but we still talk about that. Like Super Bowl, like we'll reference the NFL a little bit, but, college football is 365 days a year here.
Yeah, little did that Alabama fan know how often he would be subjected to seeing the kick six. I mean, it's on all the – it gets shown all the time. But yeah, he said for 6 months, not 6 weeks, 6 months, I did not listen to your show. I was like, dang, man, it's kind of hurting me. It's hitting me in the pocketbook.
No,
man.
I
it's hitting me in the wallet, not the pocketbook, the wallet. I don't have a pocketbook, Tyler. I got a wallet. It's hitting me in the wallet. All right, we got a lot to get to on the show today. Clay Travis going to make his normal visit with us, his normal Tuesday visit at the start of hour number 2. Dan Orlovsky in hour number 3, Super Bowl week with Orlovsky. We'll get his thoughts on the game, Seahawks, and the Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots, is there a chance Lance Taylor is the most hated team in the NFL? I did not realize Patriot hate was to this level, but on the heels now of Bill Belichick getting left out of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the first year he was eligible, which was obviously super controversial. Today, word breaks that Robert Kraft, not his first chance to get in. This is another of multiple chances for him to get in, but Robert Kraft, again, denied entry into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Is this just Patriots hate?
Yeah,
coincidence?
I brought this up yesterday. I wonder where the general public is. If you don't have a wager on this game, if you're not a Patriot or Seahawks fan, are there still a lot of people that just pull against the Patriots because we remember them playing in 8 Super Bowls under Belichick with Tom Brady? I am not surprised by this. First of all, I don't know what you would categorize or classify a owner as a Hall of Famer.
Contributor to the game that's the category they get in under. And like Jerry Jones recently was put in. I'll give you the list. It's
look, and Robert Kraft will get in. I mean, you just 100%. Look at what he built as an owner here. But again, like it's different. Like the Bill Belichick was one of the most egregious, unexplainable, situations we've ever seen with the Hall of Fame. Robert Kraft with Belichick not getting in. Now, I think there were some people that believed, well, Belichick not getting in, that means, maybe there was a division of people that voted that liked Kraft and didn't like Belichick, or vice versa.
Here are the primary owners that are in. And you tell me Hall of Famer or not for these. Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
All right. Pat Bowlen, Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Eddie DeBartolo, San Francisco 49ers. Al Davis, Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
Now, his he's got – Al Davis as an owner had 3 world championships, is that right?
Probably. And then
or 2,
as a general manager.
Yeah. But he was influential in the merger.
In the merger.
And the launch of the AFL and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And a lot of the style, I mean – Al Davis was fingerprints are all over the NFL.
Ralph Wilson, Buffalo Bills, but does not have the trophy to show
Doesn't have
for
the trophy,
but he's
but
in. Dan Rooney, Pittsburgh Steelers,
yes.
Easy. George Halas, Chicago
Yes.
Bears. Art Rooney, Pittsburgh Steelers,
Yes.
Easy. And Lamar Hunt, Kansas City Chiefs. That's not the only ones. Those
Yeah.
are the primary ones.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but Robert Kraft's in that group.
Oh, yeah. Robert Kraft will be a Hall of Famer.
He will be, but
and
he
I don't
continues to get shut down.
Yeah, I don't know what we're trying to prove. All it's done is blemish the Hall of Fame.
It really
we
has.
used to make fun of the Hall of Fame at Cooperstown and baseball and, the sanctimonious, I'm not voting for this guy because he might have done a PED.
Yeah.
I mean, Belichick, Deflategate and Spygate keeps him out. Robert Kraft, what keeps him out with these other owners? Like, I don't get what's going on.
Yeah, it is a weird situation. There's no doubt about it. Now, I was not here Thursday when Armando was on. Armando was one of the 50 voters that would have voted for Kraft or Belichick. I suppose Armando painted a scenario where the voting is a little more complicated than it seems.
Yeah,
right?
I forgot exactly how he framed
But
it.
like
No,
there's only 3 people you could put in certain groups or something like that.
yeah,
So,
he was the what's the word I'm looking for? He was the guy that, not the inductee for Bill Belichick.
Presenter.
He was the presenter for Belichick.
Armando was.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, so he was like, obviously, I voted for him. Like, I don't know what was going on, but I forgot exactly what he said. But he talked about the process a little bit. And
Yeah.
I did think he felt like it was an embarrassment for all of the
all the 50 voters
for all the guys
in
that do
the hall,
vote. Yeah.
So as I've read some about this Kraft thing, it is not straightforward. It is not just like I can put as many of these guys. It's another one of those categories where there are limited guys you can put in. It's a weird situation. I don't know how they're doing
Why
their
is there a
voting.
limitation? Because you want them to have their moment, I guess?
I guess you just don't want an overcrowded room. Like if you see, and there's a reason behind this, the College Football Hall of Fame, for instance, they'll have like 20 inductees or something like that. That's because it got a late start, so they're trying to play catch up, right? And it does feel like sometimes, like it's such a big class, these guys don't get their day in the sun. There's also more college football teams and more college football players than NFL players. So you got to find a way to get all those guys in there. I guess the limitation is because all those guys, if they're still alive, they go up there and they do the speeches, and you don't want a 6-hour-long ceremony, right?
I got to be honest. I know the NFL Network carries it, the entirety of the ceremony. I have got no desire, nor will I ever sit back and watch the hours and hours of these
speeches. I'll go watch
specific
speeches.
Yeah. When you hear something good, and normally we get the clips, and then you go back and you check it out.
That's right.
But, I can't even imagine how deep this thing goes. But what is the most inductees we've ever had in 1 year?
That I don't know, but it feels like a normal year 7 or 8, right?
I thought it was more 5, but could be.
Okay. I mean, maybe it varies on years, I would guess. When Levy breaks with the line that this is the line that somebody should use in a headline or something like that, he says, yes, Bob Kraft will get his happy ending and go to the Hall of Fame.
That's very true.
I mean, I think the headline, if I'm...
Plenty of them.
I don't know if anybody prints a newspaper anymore, but anybody that prints a newspaper, Kraft denied his happy ending. I mean, that one works.
You know where the newspaper was still big? Seattle.
How many they got?
I
they
mean,
used to have 2. They used to have the Seattle Times and Seattle Post-Intelligence. Or the PI.
It's just the Times now.
But you still saw a hard copy newspaper?
I saw it everywhere. Yeah, because, it was funny. I was going through the Seattle Times did their write-up on, position by position who had the advantage in the NFC Championship
so you
game.
popped up in a newspaper?
Well, we were waiting for this bar/restaurant to open. It opened at 4:30, and it was on one of these top floors in Bellevue. And so we're sitting in the lobby, and, I'm just sitting there reading the Seattle Times.
Did you have to pay for it?
No, it was out. It was out everywhere. You go to a brewery, they've got Seattle Times
so they're
out.
probably just free.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for them anymore?
And I think that it's, Seattle's one of those weird towns where you've got a lot of, Tyler, what's your age? Not Gen Z. What is it?
I'm Gen Z.
Okay, Gen Z. You got a lot of Gen Zers.
Millennials.
Okay. But you've also got a lot of, what is older than us? Baby boomers?
Yeah, boomers.
Yeah. You got a lot of boomers in Seattle.
Yeah. Dave, when's the last time? Have you ever read an actual newspaper? I mean, Tyler's got to think about that. How old are you, Tyler?
26.
You're 26, and I just asked you, and a communications major, a mass comm major at Auburn, right? Is that what you'll call it at Auburn?
I mean, technically, I was media studies.
Media studies, okay. But you were in media at Auburn, in media studies at Auburn, and I just asked you if you've ever read a newspaper, and you had to stop and think about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have.
That is amazing.
That really is.
I bought a dog from the classifieds once.
Okay.
Okay. See, I didn't know the classifieds were even still a thing.
Yeah, I mean, was it a newspaper classifieds or online classifieds?
Newspaper. Maybe 2007, 2008.
Okay.
I remember I used to advertise in the classified. I come home from college a couple of years, and we had our own landscaping business. Mow, blow, weed eat. You paid by the word.
That was your name of the business? Mow, blow, weed eat?
No. It was.
Yeah. Okay.
But we were just trying to describe quickly what we could do.
Yeah. Very misleading, man.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting something else when I called y'all out here.
But you did pay by the word in the classified back in the day. Do you remember going through the classified? Well, I would buy concert tickets in the classified. I remember I got my Schnauzer when I was in middle school.
This probably says a lot about where I grew up in Calhoun County, but occasionally in the Anniston Star, you could run the prank where you would put in the classified somebody had goats for sale and put their home phone in there. And so their phone rings off.
I remember people doing that, yeah.
I won't buy them goats, you guys. Sir, I do not have any goats. It was a prank.
Ryan, I was going to say, I feel like it may have something more to do with where you grew up, because, I mean, I'm only like 5 years older than Tyler, and I grew up in a very small town in Georgia, and the newspaper was a massive deal there.
Okay. All right, so you've read it.
So, I mean, what, Tyler, you grew up in Metro Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you grow up in a bigger city, you may not be as inclined to get the newspaper.
Basically, with Tyler and Brooks, we got City Mouse and Country Mouse is what we're determining.
I think so.
City Mouse did not read the newspaper. Country Mouse devoured the newspaper. That's what we're getting at.
Yeah, I just got a half German Shepherd, half wolf from the newspaper.
A half German Shepherd, half wolf?
Yeah, it was advertised as half
did that
German
thing eat?
Shepherd, half Alaskan Malamute.
Yeah, so half German Shepherd, half Alaskan Malamute was the advertised.
Yeah,
right.
And then
it was a hybrid wolf.
And then we go pick up the dog, and we're loading him up in the car, and then the other dogs in the pen started howling. We're like, sounds
like a
off.
wolf.
And then it looked like a normal German Shepherd, but had blue eyes, and her teeth hung out of her mouth by about 2 inches.
Oh, I like this. You got pictures?
I'll have to try and find some.
So what happened? The aftermath of this, did it attack and kill somebody, or?
It tried to kill the DirecTV guy, and then we were like, yeah, we can't keep this in the neighborhood anymore.
So did it go to the farm, or did y'all have to put it down?
No, we actually did find a couple that had some land.
Yeah, and it would like a half wolf.
What was the name of the wolf?
We named her Foxy Cleopatra after Beyonce's character in Austin Powers.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That was a good character, by
That's
the way.
probably why that wolf was pissed off that you had that name for it.
Foxy Cleopatra. I'm stronger than that. I'm meaner than Foxy Cleopatra. You continue to fascinate me, Tyler. The fact you had a half German Shepherd, half wolf is pretty amazing. Because German Shepherds are fairly ill-tempered dogs to begin with, aren't they?
It depends. It depends on the owner.
Yeah.
They could be great dogs. Very protective, very loyal.
And a German Shepherd with lots of pent-up energy that doesn't get exercise, that's going to be a destructive, ill-tempered German Shepherd.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mix that with a wolf, who I think wolves are generally ill-tempered as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they can be.
Okay.
They're very territorial.
Yeah, and they're feral. I mean, we're talking about centuries of wolves being wired the way they're wired.
That's true. That's going to be
Never
hard to overcome
domesticated.
that. Yeah, it's going to be hard to overcome that domesticated.
Damn, I bet that ended up being a big dog because me and my ex-wife, when I was in college in Tuscaloosa, I went and looked at some wolf hybrids. And probably one of the best things I ever did was not buying a wolf hybrid. But, man, like the mom and dad were so big and long.
Yeah, they're very lanky, and you really you can tell that it's not a dog when they give you this look. It's just like something instinctual kicks in.
Look through your
just
soul.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Keith, our audience misses nothing. Keith points out the irony that Lance used to run a landscaping business and now hates gas power blowers. And there is some irony in that. There's probably some PTSD.
Yeah.
Does your old boy, does he ever blow anymore?
No, but here's the thing. Like, I would go and I would service a yard every 2 weeks, and that was the only time they blew their leaves, whatever it was. Yeah.
But your guy behind you, he's quit doing it, hasn't he? Do we have an update on that?
No, but, we had a conversation about him because my buddy in Seattle, Wade, fraternity brother that's been up there for 20 years, was like, he brought up the leaf blowers, and he was like, what's been up with that? I haven't heard you talk about it.
You haven't mentioned it in forever.
And I was like, sadly, I think the guy's dead, like, because he doesn't blow leaves anymore.
Well, he went to the great leaf pile in the sky.
But I guess if you retire, there's sooner or later, there's a day you don't do yard work, right?
Yeah, you think Jesus is up there in heaven like, hey, that's enough. Let the leaves lay there, buddy. You just go back to your mansion. That's good. You think that's what's happening?
Maybe, but overall, I haven't heard the leaf blower out there. Like anywhere in the neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just wonder, is there
maybe
a new option in there, that silent leaf blower?
Yeah, those just don't have enough power. I've got a battery-powered leaf blower that I just blow off my driveway with. So the yard guy, between yard guy visits, I got to have a clean driveway. I hate leaves piling up on the driveway.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, so I'll blow it off between yard guy visits. And those things, the battery burns fast, and they're just not as powerful as a gas blower. You don't have the same power. But I do have an electric blower.
Real quick, just to clean this up, last year there were 4 inductees.
So it does vary. But,
It varies.
So it's only 4 last year.
Yeah, I mean, in 24,
would have been a good year
Dwight
for Belichick.
Freeney, Randy Gradishar, Devin Hester, Andre Johnson, Steve McMichael, Julius Peppers, and Patrick Willis. So that was 7.
Yeah.
And then last year, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp, 4.
Again, would have been a great year for Bill Belichick to be eligible. They only had 4. They could have used a spot there. All right, as we get the show started, a reminder our friends at Bojangles right now have a great thing going with those Bo Berry biscuits. They are heart-shaped. They're great in any shape, but go get them heart-shaped, and you're also helping a great cause with our friends at Bojangles. You can make it bow time anywhere you go with our friends at Bojangles. I said a great cause. Let me tell you about this right now. Through February 22nd is when you can get these heart-shaped biscuits at Bojangles, and when you buy them, 10% of the proceeds are going to go to the Hardest Yard, Greg Olson's foundation, and the Bojangles Foundation. These contributions support heart care services and research in the communities that Bojangles serves. So you're getting a great breakfast with Bo-Berry biscuits, and you're helping a great cause as well. That's now through February 22nd with our friends at Bojangles, where you can always make it bow time.
Hey, I want to tell you about our friends at Crane U. Get the Crane training you need today. If you're looking for that new career, need further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U, they offer the comprehensive state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, or forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, the team at Crane U will come to you. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. You see me and Bo out there at the Crane U location out in Leeds. Fantastic people. Make that job easier, the job site safer. Crane U also offers certification, safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. Classes available monthly, so call or visit our friends at Crane U, 855-CRANE-U. Mention the next round, 10% off all the great services. Go online for more information, craneu.com.
So the Associated Press, the coaches poll came out yesterday, and a 42 ranking streak ended for Alabama as they had fallen out of the top 25. It had kind of been a debate over the last couple of weeks. Is Alabama still going to be ranked? And they have hung in there. They have hung in by their fingernails, but they dropped out of the top 25 yesterday after getting dismantled by Florida on Sunday. I don't even know if a close loss to Florida would have kept them in, but when you get beat like that, and that's the last impression before voters turn in their vote, that was going to be bad.
Yeah, look, no surprise there. I think the surprising thing in the AP is Texas A&M doesn't get in.
Still not there, Lance. In the Associated Press, they are 26th. First team out, 26th. First team among others getting votes. They did sneak into the coaches.
Yeah, I saw that at 25 in the coaches. Yeah. But at 17-4, leading this conference, I don't understand what else you want from them. It's not about like talented teams. It is the best 25 teams, and the way they play right now, you can't deny that Texas A&M is one of the top 25 teams in college basketball.
And Scott, if you'll throw that poll back up there, if you notice, you got to go deep before you get to the SEC. Vanderbilt. The first-ranked Southeastern Conference team. And this is so different than last year, Lance, when the SEC was just they dotted the top 25. They were all over the place in the top 25.
I think most would believe you had 2 Final Four teams. You had the national champion, and you had, 11 teams or is it 12 in the NCAA tournament? It was the best year in the history of the conference, and you go from that to what you see right now. And look, we're still on an abbreviated part of the year, and we've got plenty of college basketball to go, but it is hard to believe you don't have a team inside of the top 15 right now.
Yeah, in fact, the SEC and the Associated Press, with only the 4 ranked teams, Vanderbilt 15, Florida 17, Arkansas 21, and Tennessee 25. As we mentioned, A&M snuck in the coaches poll. So 4 in the top 25, and you got to go all the way to number 15 before you start getting SEC teams. And even that is not what I think most people think is the best team in the SEC. Most people think that's Florida.
Yeah, I think Florida is the best team in the SEC. And look, the loss to Auburn was a little head-scratching, a week ago Saturday for a lot of people. But I would put this Florida team up against a lot of those top 10 teams right now and feel pretty good about it.
Oh, yeah. I think if Florida played most of the teams in front of them, now you start getting up there in the top with Michigan and teams like that, Arizona, I'm going to start to worry a little bit. But, yeah, Florida, just to put this in perspective, Lance, let me refresh KenPom. I'll use them both. KenPom and Torvik, those are the 2 rankings that the coaches mostly refer to. Florida is 7th in the KenPom, the only SEC team in the top 10 there. And in Torvik, Florida is 6th. So even the analytics sites tell you Florida's the best team. Now, Vanderbilt is 10th in the Torvik. I'll see where they are in KenPom, 14. So Vanderbilt's right in there. But to our point about Texas A&M not being ranked, the analytics sites don't really like Texas A&M. 27th in KenPom, so about where they are in the rankings. And in Torvik, Texas A&M is 26, about where they are in the rankings.
Yeah.
Like the rankings reflect the analytical sites.
Well, and I don't think analytically, they're not going to climb high this year, no matter what they do. I don't believe.
Unless they just start picking off, the Florida's. Look, I mean, they got Alabama in Tuscaloosa coming off the Georgia win. Then they get Florida on the road, or Florida at home, actually. Florida at home. So these next 2 weeks, those are teams, obviously, that are in front of them. I mean, right now, Florida's the best win you can get in the SEC. I don't know that they could beat Florida at home, but, I mean, what do you think the point spread is in that game? I mean, I don't know if it matters what they do against Alabama. We can give them a win or a loss against Alabama.
You talking about A&M at Florida?
A&M hosting Florida.
A&M hosting Florida.
That's their Saturday game.
I would say that Florida is a 4-point favorite.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Can you imagine this Florida team with Walter Clayton Jr.?
Oh, my gosh. You take out Boogie Flynn?
No, you keep Boogie Flynn. Okay. You take out Xavier Lee.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is better. You're right.
I mean, that.
Oh, they would be.
Of course, you can say this every year about certain teams.
Mm-hmm. They'd be the number one team. I mean, they'd be, to me, better than Arizona or Michigan.
Yeah, I would agree.
If you put Walter Clayton Jr. back in there. That guy, I mean, he was next level. And then the way that front line's playing, I don't know. I mean, you look at it like, how do they lose a game? I mean, the way that front line would be playing, and then you throw Walter Clayton Jr. in the backcourt, I don't know how they'd lose a game. But can't do it. What? I mean, is he out of eligibility? I was about to say you can't do that technically in this world. You could.
I think he's content right now playing in Salt Lake City.
You can do it. I'm not sure he wants to do it, but you certainly can do it. All right, so we got a lot to get to on the show. In addition to Clay coming up, Stephen Pearl was in town. Speaking to the Tip-Off Club, we'll let you hear what he said. Bucky McMillan talked about the Alabama game. We'll let you hear what he said. And Alabama offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb talks about Alabama's quarterback room and an interesting comment about that. We'll let you hear what he said throughout the show. So we got a lot to get to on the show today. Dan Orlovsky also in the last hour as we head to break. Way to Wellness. Your journey to healthy living. It is the team that got Dunaway back in shape there, got his numbers back in line and helped him drop some LBs. It is a plan that is specifically for you. aplanforme.com is the website, aplanforme.com. The reason it is aplanforme.com is it is a personalized plan for you. It is not some cookie cutter plan where you just go do what everybody else is doing. Leslie and her board certified team sit down with you and they work out a plan that is going to work best for you to get your numbers healthier and in line, to get your weight back in line. It's just overall health with Way to Wellness. So you want to get started? Well, it is a risk-free evaluation with Leslie and her team. You start right there at the website, aplanforme.com. aplanforme.com. Your journey to healthy living in 2026 starts with Way to Wellness. More of the next round after this.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Big game right around the corner, and you're looking to entertain, and you've got to have the great food. You can do it from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. A couple of great options. The smoked chicken wings, $11.99 a pound, available Saturdays afternoon. Quantities are limited, so reservations by Thursday suggested. Also, the Super Bowl Boston Butt Sale, $39.99, reservations only, completely smoked from Jim and that great staff of butchers at the New York Butcher Shop. Two great locations for you, the original Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service, the New York Butcher Shop.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
We continue on the Next Round. Cut one, Tyler. We will hear from Stephen Pearl, the Auburn basketball coach. Halfway through SEC play, they sit at 5-4. I think I asked you for a letter grade, did I?
I think you did.
Yesterday, and you gave it a C+?
I would go C+, B-.
B-, somewhere in there.
I mean, look, this is not Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer, but, you're going from arguably the greatest coach in Auburn athletics history. I mean, you can make the argument.
I've made that argument that he's the best coach regardless of
I'm not
sport.
talking about jumping hay and diving off platforms.
And swimming and diving, those are complicated. I would just go three major sports. Hal Baird's your best baseball coach of all time. Pat Dye's your best football coach of all time. Bruce Pearl's your best basketball. I put Pearl in front of, with all due respect to Coach Dye and Coach Baird, who I respect immensely, I would put Bruce Pearl in front of them.
I would too, based on our also degree of difficulty.
Right.
So you take that into put it in context with the fact that he's his son. So I'm not saying there was any nepotism involved, but there's a lot of people that believe that. That's just the way we are. We react like that. Well, if Stephen Pearl wasn't Bruce's son, he wouldn't get this job.
Oh, I see it all the time in the chat.
Yeah, I think he's very deserving. So there is added pressure for Stephen, not only following up arguably the best coach in Auburn athletics history, but also his father.
Right.
So based on that, they're still finding their way, and I still think it's a really, really talented team.
So midway through SEC play, where is this Auburn team? Lance gave them a C+. What does Stephen Pearl give them? Here is the Auburn basketball coach answering that question.
Yeah, I think, we have not gotten too high and we've not gotten too low. We've had some tough results earlier in the year against some really good teams, and that didn't deter us from our process of just continuing to work on the things that we have to work on to try and get better. But then, we've also had some big wins, to be able to beat St. John's, to be able to beat Arkansas, to be able to beat Florida at Florida. Our guys stayed pretty consistent with everything that we've been doing up to that point, and we've continued to do so. now that we had a tough loss at Tennessee, we got to bounce back just the same way and just stay consistent with what we've been doing in our preparation and learning from wins and losses and just trying to get better each and every day. And if we're able to do that, we'll have a chance to succeed.
Hey, by the way, I grade hard.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I've only got 2 A's right now if we were to do it in the SEC.
A&M is very easy. Would you go Florida?
I would go Vanderbilt.
That's
right.
Yeah,
Florida would probably be a B+ based on the fact of what they lost. They're coming out for national championship and how they're rounding into form right now. But there's a lot of C's and D's and even a couple of F's. So
I'm assuming Alabama's in the C's?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably a C-.
Yeah. I'm assuming Oklahoma's in the F's?
An F. And South Carolina is an F.
I mean, Mosier's not going to survive this at Oklahoma.
I wouldn't think so, no.
I don't think so. And I mean, that's a job that has had some success.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you go back to the Billy Tubbs days.
Lon Kruger.
Lon Kruger, Kelvin Sampson. I mean, there's, a lot of, I mean, that's, to me, Oklahoma's a top 25 job in basketball.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't disagree with you. It's just kind of funny the way it works. It shouldn't mean this much, but Auburn is 5-4 in conference right now. If the A&M game, if the review goes differently at the end and they win that, they're 6-3. I think you feel a little different about them. Isn't that weird, that one game? Because if they're 6-3, they're tied with Vandy, Arkansas, Kentucky, right there in that group behind A&M and Florida. I just think you'd feel a little bit different. It shouldn't mean that much as one game. But if that review goes a little differently, you probably feel a little different.
You know what's interesting? Like Mark Pope talked about how special he thinks this Kentucky team at 6-3 will be at the end of the year. Tennessee has some of their biggest wins over the last 10 days. I mean, if you had to pick who's going to win this league, everybody would go Florida. And they're a half game back of Texas A&M right now.
Yeah, I think so. And that could resolve itself. Heck, I don't know what's going to happen Wednesday in Tuscaloosa, but if Bucky, even if he loses that game and they're 7-2 with Florida coming to town, you get that win over Florida and have a game in hand on them?
I haven't seen an early line. I am going to say that Alabama is 5.5.
So you think they're going to be a 5.5-point underdog at home to Bama, or in Tuscaloosa to Bama, and then 4.5 at home against Florida in all likelihood. Yeah. It's the tough road that they've got right there, leading the conference, and they're about to be an underdog in back-to-back games.
I think if you ask Bucky truthfully, he would take a split on these next 2 games, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Now, I think he would I don't know which one he'd want to win more.
Oh, I think he'd rather beat Alabama.
You think so? Even Florida at home, though? Do you know how? I mean,
no, I
Florida,
get that.
They'll rush the court?
Maybe. But the thing I would say is back to a conversation we had last week. There were, it was a small contingent. They were like, Bucky's ready for this Alabama job when it opened up. And there was a lot of people that laughed about that.
Oh, I was among them. We fessed up to that when Bucky was on the show last week.
So I think by that account, Bucky would be like, hey, I'd like to show this Alabama program.
Now, I think you always want to do well in your home state. And he's got one win at Auburn. Controversial as it might have been, it is still a win for him. And then you get another win against Alabama. If you could do that, that's 2-0 in your home state in your first year.
That would be huge.
Yeah. Anytime you're coaching where you grew up, you're going to want to win.
Yeah, and I can't even imagine what the ticket requests are for Bucky.
Oh, he's getting swamped. Yeah. He's getting swamped. All right, hey, we're always excited when we welcome new sponsors to the show, but this is one that has been taking the nation by storm. And we are excited to welcome them on the show for the first time, and they'll be here a long time with us.
Yeah, we're going to try to explain how to trade using Kalshi now that it's legally available in all 50 states. Kalshi really started to make their name in the 2024 presidential election. That's right, the presidential election. Their odds often cited to who was favored to win the presidency. Now that the first platform to allow you to place sports trades legally in all 50 states. If we were going to use Super Bowl 60 as an example, Brown.
Yes.
You can only play who will win the game.
Okay.
Now, what really makes Kalshi so unique is they are also very active pop culture, such as this past Sunday night, you could have played futures on who wins the Grammys and coming up the Oscars in entertainment. They also have a wide array of various political prop futures. Will you be playing any political prop futures?
I may look into that. We'll see.
Every position is listed in percentages. Kalshi does an incredible job on showing you what you will win, whatever your position you take. We've got graphics up right there.
Yeah, there you go.
So what's that one? What will?
here we go.
That's just basketball tonight.
Yeah, basketball. So we're going to play that one. We're going to play Ole Miss and Tennessee. I'm going to get
okay.
you.
Well, tell me what's going on here.
Well, you're going to have to make your play right there with Ole Miss and Tennessee. We're going to.
Tennessee is going to win this game,
Tennessee's
so I am going to take
game?
a position on Tennessee. Yes.
Okay, your position is going to be on Tennessee.
Yeah, real quick while we do this. Also very important at Cal Sheet, you can trade in and out of positions for profit, or it teaches you how to eat a loss, almost exactly like the stock market. Let's also mention fees. If you have traditionally, been with some other books out there, you're familiar with the house taking 10%. It costs you $11 to play and win $10. The most you will ever pay on a $100 position at Calci, $1.74. Back to Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Yeah, 88 cents. We're going to have to play that. 86% of the market is right there on Tennessee. That's who's going to win the game, though, right? Tennessee's going to be
Tennessee's going to win it. Look, download Calci today. Use that code TNR. Get $10 when you trade $10. Again, pop culture, politics, sports, it is right there at your fingertips. This is fascinating, and Calci is taking the world by storm right now.
That's right. So Calci.com or just download that Calci app. Use code TNR. That is very important that you use code TNR to get $10 on your first $10. An additional $10 right there with our friends at Calci. Welcome to the show, Calci. We're excited to have them along, and we'll be looking at some games every single day. Tennessee, our official play on that one, by the way. Tennessee going to win that game.
You feel good about Tennessee, don't you?
I do. Ole Miss been a, I don't know. It's been a disappointing team under Chris Beard, and maybe that's not fair. I don't know what their expectations were. My expectations when they got Chris Beard,
I would give
was
them
to be better than this.
That would be a D right now, at 11-10, and 12th in the SEC. And I don't even know where the quality wins are right now.
Yeah,
I guess the Georgia win.
I guess. I mean, that is a team that has been ranked. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, close call at Vanderbilt last time out, but
that's a loss.
Yeah, they just haven't played well this year.
More from Stephen Pearl. Cut 3, Tyler. Stephen Pearl and Auburn about to face Charles Bediako. There's so much talk about Bediako, right? But every coach, I think, from now on that is going to face Alabama is going to be asked a version of this question. For the future of college basketball, the Bediako hearing, when it finally does happen, if an injunction is granted or not, what needs to happen for the future of the sport? Here is the Auburn basketball coach answering that question.
But for the future and the stability of the sport, what needs to happen at that hearing?
I can't really speak to that either because I don't make those decisions. What's happening is being done within the guidelines that we're currently operating under. If you can get a judge to get a temporary restraining order to allow a player to play, then until they're told they can't do that, then that's what people are going to continue to do. So I don't, all Nate's trying to do is win basketball games. That's what we're all trying to do. I can't say whether that's right or wrong. You know what I mean? It's just that's not my place. So I understand what Nate's doing. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong. He's trying to put his team in the best position to win games, and I get that. But whatever happens on Friday happens. We just got to be prepared one way or another to face a really good Alabama team.
Yeah,
answer that extremely well.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of coaches.
They're ready for this question.
They are. They know what's coming, especially if Alabama's your next game and you're about to talk to the media. They know the question's coming, so they're prepared with their answer. And most coaches are kind of towing the line, like, hey, Nate's got to do what Nate's got to do. I don't really know, because I think a lot of coaches are like, if Alabama gets this favorable ruling and the NCAA backs off, I may be getting players from the G League too.
Right.
Like I thought Nate was on Hey Coach last night. We're not going to play the audio for copyright reasons. But he was asked about, I think a caller asked him on Hey Coach, are you going to continue recruiting high school? And he's like, well, I want to continue recruiting high school, but he said if the NCAA is continuing to allow guys to come over that are European pros, and those guys have played 3 or 4 years in the European pro leagues, perfectly legal for them to come play college now, but they're college basketball players at 22, 23, 24, 25 years of age. He goes, I don't know if I can have a 17 or 18-year-old playing a 25-year-old. That might not be the best way to do it.
Quietly, not quietly, just a lot of people don't, follow what's going on in the West Coast Conference, but St. Mary's and Gonzaga have done this for years.
Oh, yeah. But you're right. Nobody pays attention because they play the 11 o'clock game out on the West Coast. You don't pay attention to them until they get to the NCAA tournament. But, if I've got a 25-year-old versus an 18-year-old, especially a 25-year-old that's played some European pro ball.
Yeah, that's normally a mismatch.
That is normally a mismatch. And now, look, if that 18-year-old's LeBaron Filon when he was 18, or Todd Pettiford when he was 18, that's going to be a little bit different. I get that.
Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, Cooper Flagg.
At 19, what he's doing right now in the NBA.
Yeah, those guys are going to be different 18-year-olds, but those guys also don't come along every year. You're not getting those in every signing class. So I did find it interesting that is where Nate Oates kind of drew the line last night on Hey Coach when asked, are you going to continue to recruit at the high school level? Which he said he is, but he also said you got to also balance that against, if I'm going to be playing these guys that are, in their mid-20s, it does feel a little bit different. So there's Stephen Pearl and Nate Oates. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, they bring you part of the show here. Shinara.com, when you find yourself in need of an attorney for any situation, Shinara.com for Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless you win your case at Shinara.com. And they handle much more than just personal injury cases. As you well know, they handle personal injury cases. That has been talked about for a long time. But they also handle bad drug and device cases, storm damage cases, workers' compensation cases, workers' cases all across the board is what they handle right there at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You find yourself in need of an attorney, Shinara.com is your first stop. They don't pay, you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com. Also, great time with Valentine's coming up. Stop by New York Butcher Shop.
Well, Valentine's and the Super Bowl, so I'll try to hit both for you real quick. A couple of things going on for the Super Bowl, and you can pre-order Boston Butts from our friend Jim and that great staff of butchers. $39.99. They are available for pickup this Friday and Saturday. Reservations only, fully smoked. Also, the delicious wings, $11.99 a pound. Either one for your Super Bowl party. You're going to love it. Cava Heights to reserve, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. And Valentine's Day right around the corner. You can get the 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The choice, $69.99. The prime, $79.99. This is available for pickup next Thursday, the 12th, through Saturday, the 14th. Again, the Cava Heights location, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
I never really consumed the Pro Bowl. Growing up, it just really all-star games in general, I've never been like a massive.
I love the Pro Bowl. You know why?
Why so?
Growing up, traditionally, the Rams were so bad, and there was a point where, much like Major League Baseball, you always had some representation. So I wanted to watch the NFC play to see a Ram or two.
Okay.
And there was more meaning in that game. Look, I mean, I think, when guys went out and they got a free trip to Hawaii, I think not only was it a sign of respect amongst your peers, but you also made another 30, 40, 50 grand, which was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, back then they would definitely take that. There was a time in the 80s where the NBA All-Star game, maybe late 80s, early 90s, felt like they really played like Jordan. Do you remember back in the day when, Jordan would come out and like Magic had the ball and Jordan would come out and they'd go one-on-one?
Oh, yeah.
But basically they pointed at each other and like, all right, let's go one-on-one. I mean, those were fun.
Yeah, I think the one that really jumped out was, I guess it was the 92 or 93 All-Star game when Magic came back.
That's right, yeah.
From the HIV hiatus.
Yeah.
And I think it was in Orlando, I think.
I think you're right about that.
And everything he threw up, he was just making. But he was doing one-on-ones with Jordan and some of the other guys.
He was calling the guys out, and they'd go one-on-one. And it felt like the guys really, really played in those games. A great story. I can't remember who I heard tell this. Oh, it was Barkley. I think it was Barkley was telling the story. Next time Charles comes on, I'll see if he'll retell it. He was in the locker room the night before the All-Star game, because the slam dunk contest used to be must-see.
Yeah.
That was bigger than the All-Star game to me, was the slam dunk contest. To see Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, Sean Kemp, Spud Webb, all the Spud Webb wasn't a great, with all due respect.
No, but he was a great in the slam dunk contest.
Slam dunk because of his, diminutive size, and he could still slam. But to see all those guys out there, Clyde Drexler, all the greats in the league participating in the slam dunk contest, that was can't miss. I love the three-point shooting contest as well. Barkley told a story once that the night before the All-Star game, they're all in the locker room hanging out, and it's the three-point contest about to start. And he says Bird walks in his shorts and his pullover, and all the other guys are sitting in there, and Bird goes, hey, I got a question for everybody. Who's finishing second in this event tonight? And, like, nobody in the room argued with him because they all knew Bird was going to finish first. I mean, that was Larry Bird to a T, man. He was going to dominate that thing.
No, that was when all of that was fun. And maybe this is us just being old man on the lawn, but it just seemed a lot different back then.
It did. The Pro Bowl,
I do think one of the things is we didn't have the options you've got today.
That is true. I don't guess they call it the Pro Bowl anymore. It's the NFL skills competition, and it's going to occur tonight. They can't find quarterbacks to participate in this thing. That's what's amazing about this.
I thought Shedeur was.
Yes, but I think they still need more. And apparently Justin Fields was offered an opportunity. Lance Justin Fields. I'll say this again for emphasis. What used to be the Pro Bowl, Jets quarterback Justin Fields offered an opportunity. Justin Fields' season this year was Pro Bowl worthy?
No.
Even Justin Fields has said, like, I'm going to pass, dog. I got some off-season workouts to do. I mean, like, if you can't get Jets quarterback Justin Fields to come to your skills competition, it's probably time to shut it down.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. If you're Justin Fields, aren't you a little embarrassed by that?
100%.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
We have been asked before to sign autographs.
That is
true.
true.
There is not one person on this face of this earth that is legitimately sane that would want our autograph.
No,
that's just fact.
No, but I have been asked before, and I'm embarrassed to do it.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's why. Like, I would put myself in the Justin Fields category.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask me to sign autographs, you put me in a bad spot asking me to begin with.
That's right.
Because I feel bad saying no.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say no because I don't want to embarrass anybody else that feels bad for me because nobody's getting an autograph.
Yeah, but I mean, this is 2 nights before the prom. The girl finally calls and asks you to go to the prom. Or I guess the better scenario would be 2 nights before the prom, the guy finally calls and asks the girl to go to the prom.
Or
like if you're the girl, you're like, wow, I am way down this dude's list.
Or it would be like, girl doesn't have a date yet. Pandemic has wiped out all her options. There's only a guy left. So you're getting a phone call knowing you're the only guy that can still go to the prom.
I am the only option right now.
So what are they going to do about this?
I don't know. I mean, I am assuming they're going to have enough guys to do this, but I don't know why they're still asking people. So Joe Burrow, of course, is going to do it. I didn't know if you knew this.
He's going to fall on the sword for him.
This is tonight, by the way. If anybody wants to watch this, I don't know if anybody is going to watch this. This is tonight, though. Shedeur Sanders is going to be part of it. Joe Flacco is going to be part of it. I think they needed another quarterback, and they have asked Justin Fields, according to NFL media. Joe Flacco, I did say that, yes, who didn't even finish out the season, did he? According to NFL media, he has said no. So I guess here are the reports of the AFC quarterbacks that have said no. C.J. Stroud of the Houston Texans, a Pro Bowler, in spite of his playoff performance, I guess you would still put him in the Pro Bowl. Josh Allen, an absolute Pro Bowler. Drake May, there's no way he's going to do it, obviously. Justin Herbert. So all those guys have said no. Now, Herbert is hurt, Allen is hurt, and May is playing in the actual Super Bowl. So, I mean, you don't anticipate any of those guys are going to do it anyway. So apparently in the AFC, they're pretty far down the list. So far, they ended up at Justin Fields. It's remarkable what this has become, really.
Yeah, but I don't know anybody that.
There's zero chance I'm watching this.
I don't know anybody that would watch it.
There are 2 SEC basketball games tonight. I'll watch one of those or both of those before I watch an NFL skills contest.
I mean, you would watch Bridgerton season 4 before this.
Already started that. Yes,
Okay.
Already started Bridgerton season 4.
Interesting music again.
I think they don't do that as much anymore. I don't think, or at least I don't catch as much anymore. We've exhausted the 4 that they have dropped. They dropped the first 4 of season 4, and then there's a little pause, and they're going to drop the second 4. Which is this? Has that become a trend? We'll do the viewing menu in a moment, Tyler. But has that become a trend where they do like half the season and then the second half of the season?
Yeah, I feel like that started maybe 2013-ish.
Yeah,
like Walking Dead. I remember that was the first show I remember saying we'll have a mid-season finale, and then come back a couple months later to pick up the rest of the season.
So it's an 8 episode run, Bridgerton, and they've dropped the first half, and then the second half doesn't come until sometime this month. So we've hit the first half.
We grew up having to wait a week.
That's right.
We grew up before DVR and all this stuff. People used to record their shows. But I am to the point now, drop it all and let me consume it how I want to consume it.
The wild one is Severance.
Would you agree with that, though?
Yeah, I generally like it when people do that because I can binge it, and I don't know what it matters. What does it really matter?
Yeah, like Apple really likes dropping one a week.
Yeah, if I watch them all in a binge or if I watch them all over a 4-week period, I've still watched it. What does it matter? They still get to watch.
It stays a part of the conversation.
Well, probably so.
And then the show actually means more.
Okay, so what you're saying is when they go down and they analytically break it down, the majority of people binge on the front end.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the majority of people will binge it, and then at that point, it becomes a conversation, the following Monday when everybody's finished watching it, but then it's done.
Man, I looked at Severance the other day because I'd forgotten about Severance, and I've labored through the second season. It has gotten so freaking weird.
It's too confusing.
But I think I've invested enough that I need to see how it ends now. Their next season doesn't drop until next year. Like, I don't even think they have filmed it yet. If I read that correctly, I think it's 2027.
Yeah, because I don't think they know what direction they're going to go.
I think they're like, we have confused ourselves. We don't even know what to do now. We are so confused by what we're putting out, much less the general public. Like, it would not surprise me if the guy that wrote this is like, oh, I don't have an ending. I don't know how this is. Are you kidding me? I don't know how this is going to end.
I just finished a miniseries, 6 episodes, The Night Manager. I told you guys to watch the first one. It's like a decade break. And, of course, they're going to have a season 3 after a decade break. But the 6 episodes took me roughly a week to watch. And I think the average probably standalone series is 10 episodes. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 8 to 10.
So how long does it typically take you guys to watch something, 10 episodes that you're really into?
If I really am into it, I will probably do 10 episodes over a 2-week period.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on what it is.
Can you do it in a weekend, though?
Oh, yeah. If there's nothing else going on that
True
weekend.
Detective Season 1, when I started that, I watched it all in basically a night.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I binged the most, let's do the viewing menu.
Let's
just do the
real quick.
Yes, Michelson Laser Vision.
I did, 205-969-8100, the number that I called back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the phone call that I made. I've got 2015 vision, better than 2020. As for Amy Toa, the next round, Cynthia, she is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation, 0 to lose, to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
All right, so last night I went to the Scream Unseen. I saw the new Dracula movie, and it was okay.
Just okay?
Yeah.
All right.
So Maddie's been dying to see it since it dropped, I guess, internationally last year. So Tyler said, I'm 99% sure it will be Dracula at this one, but I'll let you know. And the funniest thing is I got a text, and it said East Coast AMC members are saying it's Dracula.
Oh, so
they're an hour ahead.
Yeah, it leaked out on the East Coast. All right.
Yep. But yeah, I thought it was just okay. It focuses more on the romance between Dracula and Mina, and not so much on the horror.
So he doesn't get impaled, he's impaling?
You could say that.
Okay.
He did some impaling at the beginning because it shows him as like a general in Romania. But
this is before he lost his wife, right?
Yeah. Overall, though, I think Nosferatu did every aspect of this movie better. And so the whole time I was watching it, I was just thinking like, I'd rather be watching Nosferatu again.
Yeah,
I'd
Nosferatu
be
was well made.
But yeah, overall, it was solid, but it could have been better. I've liked other Dracula adaptations a lot more.
Oh, so I've gotten on this letterbox thing. Have you heard about this, Brown?
I have not.
So what I'll do is I'll come across a movie I want to see, and I'll just put it in like everything I do. I send to my voicemail, like our 4 downs.
Right.
Randomly, because it will text it to me. So I'll put in movie, and then I'll put the title. Well, I found out about this letterbox thing. And so now, not only do you put in your movie and you rate it, you can put your list together, but you can also review the movies. So as a side hobby, I've started to review some of these movies.
I love it.
Yeah, and the great thing about letterbox reviews is they'll go one of 2 directions. It'll either be a full, in-depth, detailed review, or it'll be somebody making like a one-liner about the movie. Like Aliens, it's got the first forklift certified hero.
Yeah, so it's a joke or a big, long review. It's one of the two, right?
It's one of the two.
Do you want to hear a review?
Yeah, give me a movie. What else you got? Do it at the end. What else you got?
Paramount Plus has added What's Eating Gilbert Grape to its catalog. Fantastic movie. If you've ever thought Leo was overrated as an actor, go back and watch this. He was very young when he did this role, and he knocks it out of the park.
I mean, he really does. I wonder how different. He was so young at that point. How different if he had to play that role now? What would it look like? Would he overact?
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. That's a hard role to play and not do it in a way that would be offensive, which that one wasn't. It was done tastefully. And Paramount Plus has also added Team America World Police, if you just want to laugh.
I think Luke and Bill loves that movie, by the way.
What?
Luke and Bill, I think he loves that movie.
I could see that.
It is freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I had some friends show it to me a couple of years ago for the first time, and I never watched South Park, but it is so well done. It is so politically incorrect. It's very, very funny.
Okay.
And then finally in theaters, they're bringing back Sinners. So I might go see that this week since I was kind of disappointed by the first vampire movie I watched this week.
Yeah, Sinners was good. I still am. I am shocked that people are talking about Michael Jordan could win Best Actor, and Ryan Coogler could win Best Director. It could win Best Film. Very, very good, like solid A, but it's not in that next category with throw out whatever a Pulp Fiction.
I mean, as far as movies that came out last year, what would you give Best Picture?
The best picture I saw last year was probably Begonia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
Very,
one.
very good. Yeah.
All right. So what'd you break down?
I mean, I've got here's one from Train Dreams. Did you see Train Dreams?
I did not. That was a Netflix release, I believe.
Do you want me to give you the review?
How long is it?
I mean,
that's a lot. Give me the.
I mean, it's 30 seconds.
Okay, give me 30 seconds.
Train Dreams is a beautifully shot reminder of the cruel reality of post-World War I America.
This is you writing this?
Yeah.
Did you use ChatGPT?
No.
Okay.
One of my biggest faults while watching a movie can be Googling or small details around the cast or production of the film. And true to the story, screenwriter and director Clint Bentley does a fantastic job of capturing the raw and somewhat harsh Pacific Northwest by shooting entirely in remote areas of Washington State. Much like most dramatic period pieces, this is not the most uplifting journey. The only lead in the film revolves around character Robert Grenier, who is played by a very hard Joel Edgerton, whose best work really jumps when sharing the screen with purely nature. Quality filmmaking with a simple but strong storyline are magnified by the eloquent natural beauty of the evergreen state. Oh, and there are trains and dreams on top of this slow and poetic journey.
Overall, I give it 2 thumbs up. You got to come up with a rating system.
No, wait, there is a rating system on there.
2 popcorn?
Star system.
Star? Oh,
I
how many
gave it
stars?
3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Wow,
For
that was a pretty strong review for a 3.5 out of 5.
That's Train Dreams, Lance Taylor. Clay Travis is next. It's the next round for the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, presented as always by Bud Light.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777, or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Big game right around the corner, and you're looking to entertain, and you've got to have the great food. You can do it from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. A couple of great options. The smoked chicken wings, $11.99 a pound, available Saturdays afternoon. Quantities are limited, so reservations by Thursday suggested. Also, the Super Bowl Boston Butt Sale, $39.99, reservations only, completely smoked from Jim and that great staff of butchers at the New York Butcher Shop. Two great locations for you, the original Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service, the New York Butcher Shop. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We start a new hour. Next round.
Oh my gosh.
I'm seeing Clay's mustache. Next round. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studio. It's the next round presented by Bud Light. Clay Travis is the founder of Outkick. And you see him on Fox at Fox Sports. Outkick the show on Fox FS1 every single afternoon.
You know what he looks like right now? He looks like James Woods in Casino. Yeah. He looks like the Lester character that was the small-time pimp for Sharon Stone.
Why mustache, Clay? Why don't you go with mustache?
I lost a bet, but also American needs more sex appeal, and if nobody else is going to do it, I got to do it. Sydney Sweeney can't carry all the load, so I bet on how much snow Nashville would get and lost, and so I have to have a mustache until it gets to 60 degrees again in Nashville. So I'm actually out in L.A. right now, which is probably the perfect place for this mustache. And at least in the 1970s during the porn era, it would have been.
Did you ever think that you would have a mustache?
No, I mean, I did it. I mean, I don't know very many people who do have mustaches, although I'm told that this makes me look younger, which maybe is a good thing given that I'm starting to get old. And actually lots of 20-ish-year-old kids in college now are going mustache, like on frat campuses and whatnot. The mustache has seen a resurgence because the beard has been popular for a long time, and I don't know. I would think it's not uncommon. What do you think? 50% of guys have beards or facial hair, beard-like of some level probably now.
Yeah, I would say that probably of guys that shave their head, 85% have facial hair.
I think most guys, if they're going to shave their head, they at least go facial hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got good hair, so I'm still solid there. But But yeah, I've gone mustache at least for a while, so we'll see how it goes. But even when I look in the mirror, sometimes I'm like, "Whoa, who is that? Who is that guy?"
Who's that good-looking man looking back at me?
Yeah, I will say I didn't shave my beard. I let it get kind of thick from the time that we left air on December 19th until Sunday. So that's the longest my beard had ever gotten. And my beard comes in, a lot of it very gray now. So this is, I don't know the evolutionary reason why, but you may or may not have noticed that most guys' beards go gray long before their hair does. And so this was I didn't want to go full Ryan Day and have the, just for men brushed in. So I got to figure out what to do there.
What was your bet on snow? What did you bet would happen and what actually happened?
I bet that we would get more than 6 inches of snow, which was forecast early that we were going to get a lot of snow. And unfortunately, I didn't think it was going to end up as devastating as it did. But we probably got 3 or 4 inches of snow. But then the ice came in and just completely destroyed huge segments of the city when it comes to trees. And many people are still dealing with the awfulness of the ice. We were very fortunate. We didn't lose power at all at our house, but I had my mother-in-law in the house for a week and a bunch of my kids' friends lost power, and so we had a bunch of their friends over staying with us during the last week or so, and they're still I don't know what the current tally is, but I think like 25,000 households in Nashville, which is probably an average of 100,000 people or so total, still living without power. Even over a week after the ice hit.
And your power company's getting destroyed up there. I mean, y'all don't have
deservedly.
Y'all don't have Alabama power like we do. They know what they're doing, but the folks in Nashville, they're getting killed.
Yeah, deservedly so. Look, back in 1994, we had a devastating ice storm. So, I mean, I think this is something that happens maybe once a generation. And some of these trees got almost an inch of ice on them, which is just, it's kind of crazy to see. And the trees are falling and breaking, and branches and collapsing trees and everything else. But they were not prepared for it. And given the forecast of everybody knowing this was going to be a big storm for 2 weeks, people were talking about it. It was self-evident that this was going to be a devastating winter storm. And then late, in the last 4 or 5 days before the storm, a lot of people started saying, hey, this is going to be as much or more of an ice event as it is going to be a snow event. And, they did not have all of the resources lined up that they were going to need to be able to get people's power back in a hurry. And, 350,000 households, over half of the number of households that NES serves in the Nashville area, were out of power. So it was a debacle of epic proportions.
Lance will love this. We've got a former coworker of ours, Clay, a guy named Matt Murphy. And Matt now does the afternoon show on the big news station up there. What is that news station?
Yes, 99.7.
Yeah. So Matt does the afternoon drive show, and Matt used to work with us here. The old girl that's the CEO of this power company, Matt is going after her, like he's calling for her job. He's
Not surprised.
Yeah,
look, guys, they had 102 DEI training sessions in 2024. Now, I don't know about y'all, but a power company that is forced to cover power for everyone, I don't know what they could possibly need to be doing all of that training.
That is
as
ridiculous.
Opposed to
that sounds crazy.
maybe training to make sure that all of those people of different backgrounds have power. I think that would kind of
that would help.
Be the ultimate DEI unity is everybody wants to have electricity, white, black, Asian, and Hispanic.
Wow.
So that was there's a lot of anger about the mismanagement.
So, Clay, I know you're extremely busy, but you do watch a lot of television. We were talking about how people binge last hour. You are in the entertainment hub of the world right now in L.A. An average 10-episode season, how long does that take you to go through?
Well, I'm actually on the Fox lot, so I'm on the epicenter of Hollywood right now, one of the epicenters anyway. It's funny. It depends on the time of year. So football season, most of my viewing is football. So, September to Super Bowl, I'm almost all in on football. And then I would say as soon as football ends, I get, pretty all in college basketball for about 6 weeks, watch as much college basketball as I can. And then when college basketball and the NCAA tournament ends, that window from April to, when football starts again is when I tend to watch most things. And I think it depends. I only watch shows with my wife, who watches everything. So I don't remember the last show that I watched solely on my own. She watches everything. So I defer to her on recommendations of shows that I should watch and try to catch up with her. So right now, for instance, she loves Landman. I haven't watched a single episode of Landman, but as soon as the NCAA tournament is over, I'll probably run through season 1 and season 2 of Landman in like 2 weeks. Would be my guess. That's 20 episodes, so like a week an episode. Like I'll power through multiple episodes at a time.
Season 1 you will like. Season 2 is garbage.
Really? Yeah, I heard season 1 was great. I heard season 2 was okay, but I haven't. Like I said, I've never seen a minute of the show. Other than I think a couple of the clips have gone viral, and I may have seen them on social media, but never have watched an episode.
How much Winter Olympics will you watch?
Oh, I forgot the Winter Olympics going to be going on.
Sub-Zero?
Yeah. I mean, that's what we said. Dunaway's different. He's out today, but he was talking about that. I think he said he would still watch some.
Yes, some, but I don't think he was going to be like a rabbit, because I think he said whatever is on here live is what he'll watch, because it'll be live when we're on the show.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6 hours. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Not much. I'm not a big Winter Olympics guy.
Me neither.
I remember I got in trouble early in my sports writing career. They got really mad at me because I said that the problem with Winter Olympics, one, it's cold, and I'm not in favor of cold. So, I don't enjoy watching people be cold. But two, I said the problem with the Winter Olympics in general is it's just different ways for people to come down a hill or go around in a circle. And I once you recognize that, you're like, okay, here they're going down a hill a different way. Now they're going around a circle a different way. It's like, I'm not really that into it. And I never skied. I never, we didn't have the money to be taking ski trips. We do now, but I never got into it. I hit a tree and I'm like, I just don't like this. I'm going to sit in a lodge and have a couple of drinks. The kids do it. Laura grew up in Michigan, my wife, so she's very good at it. But I've just never been a fan. So I don't foresee myself watching very much of it.
Clay, before you go, I don't know the ins and outs of the Joey Aguilar lawsuit, but it does exist in a world where lawsuits against the NCAA are almost all we talk about, it feels like. If he gets a favorable ruling, he can be the Tennessee quarterback next year. Are you pulling for that? Do you want Aguilar back as the Tennessee quarterback?
Personally, I would rather see the younger guys who are both 5 stars and see whether they're good or not. George McIntyre and Faison Brandon are going to be the 2 young guys, the backups. My understanding is, and that's because at some point you're going to have to find out if those guys are the guys or not, and I would just as soon find that out now. On the Aguilar front, my understanding is he has played 3 years of college football. I think that's right, meaning D1 college football. And what he is suing for is saying that his junior college years should not count against him because he hasn't played his full allotment of D1 football yet.
Right.
That
So
is
the same
essence.
thing. Yeah, it's the same thing Pavia was claiming. Yes.
Yeah, it's the Diego Pavia for people out there. If you go to a junior college, they count that or have in the past counted that as part of your NCAA football window. And so Pavia sued and said, well, junior college shouldn't count. I should get to play the max number of years or whatever it is for major college football. And Aguilar is suing, arguing that he should be able to have the same exemption. So really the question is, what is the NCAA rule as it pertains to junior college? Does it or does it not mean that your eligibility is curtailed based on the years that you played in junior college? The Pavia lawsuit, the answer was he could come back. That's why he came back last year and played. And Aguilar now is trying to get in the same exemption that Pavia did. And look, I mean, I think the reality is it depends on the judge. Right? I mean, that's where we are right now. The judge in the Pavia case said yes. That's a Tennessee judge. We'll see whether another Tennessee judge says yes for Aguilar. If he comes back, I mean, didn't he lead the league in passing yardage? Tennessee is stacked at wide receiver. I think that he would be, one of the best returning quarterbacks in college football based on production if he comes back. If he doesn't come back, it seems like Tennessee's going to be going with a young guy. So we'll see what the judge says.
Clay, Super Bowl 60 this weekend. What will you be watching at halftime? Big Bunny or Kid Rock and Turning Points?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Big Bunny. Bad Bunny or Kid Rock in the All-American Turning Point halftime show. For the record, I will be watching neither.
So this is probably a sign more of my futility. I'm not very good at changing channels. It's gotten so complicated to, go from one location to another.
It is more complicated. I will give you that 100%.
Like back in the day, I just go, hey, the game's on CBS. I'm going to flip it over to NBC. I knew how to do that. I don't know how to make my television go on to the Turning Point thing.
Oh, it's on YouTube. I think they're doing it on YouTube. I think it's just main YouTube.
So I mean, what I'm saying is, like, my kids will have to manage. I mean, I don't understand our remotes. Like, we moved into a new house. Like, I just want one remote. I want to be able to just get on, and watch my show, watch my games. I want to be able to flip back and forth easily. I don't know how to do any of it. And every time I hit some button, I screw it up. So my answer is, it depends on what my kids want to do. On the main screen, if they're like, "Hey, Dad, we'll flip it over," then they're going to have to do it. I don't have any idea how to do it. So that's the reality. Television's gotten too complicated for me.
Yeah,
I'm an old man. Like I don't know how any of this stuff works anymore.
I'm going to say Big Bunny is going to be their choice.
Yeah, Big Bunny.
I don't. Well, I will say this: Mom tends to have more than one vote.
As she
my
should.
wife,
yeah,
as she should. And my wife is a big Kid Rock fan, so I think she will probably say, well, let's put on Kid Rock. I don't know if my kids are Bad Bunny fans or not. I don't know anything about Bad Bunny.
So wait,
I really don't either. I can't identify a Bad Bunny song.
Well, you can. I like it with Cardi B. He's part of that.
Okay, maybe.
That was years ago.
So
but
that's a collab.
A lot of collabs. But he did just win, best album of the year at the Grammys. Not that I watched a minute of that.
I didn't even know that was him. When I watched Happy Gilmore 2, I was like, well, who's this weird, caddy guy? I think that was Bad Bunny, right? I had no earthly idea who he was.
Yeah. So can anybody in the house work the remote?
Oh, the boys. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
My kids are, they're adept. I mean, these, kids are way better at technology than adults. So that's what I'm saying. The mom will probably dictate the choice, and then the boys will have to execute it, and Dad will just be sitting there, worthless, as is often the case.
Eating pudding, trying not to get it in his mustache. That's right. That is Clay Travis live from LA.
Worthless, other than bringing sexy back to
America. Cindy Sweetie cannot carry this load all by herself.
Can't do it all by herself. Right. Somebody else has got to help her carry the load.
I can't wait to see the pictorials with you and her together.
I'm going to maybe be an endorser of the lingerie company. I think that would be a good fit.
I think so.
Would you have invested?
I would have given her as much. I mean, when I saw the first commercial, I was like, I wish that I could have invested in this company. She's going to make $1 billion on that.
Yeah, she probably will.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Oh, I would. It's funny. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, if I had seen that, I would have certainly given her $1 million for the lingerie company. Zero doubt. I would have probably given her several million.
Hey, weird question here, just because I'm sure you and Buck probably cover it. But with all of the Epstein talk with with Steve Tisch, the owner of the Giants, being on some of these lists, at least the allegation is out there. What does the NFL ultimately do?
I don't know. It's a good question, because who else is going to be included in the emails? On the, I think they probably try to dodge it. Maybe they suspend him for 2 games or something. I don't know. I think they are going to be leery of setting a precedent, because it wouldn't stun me if there were more NFL owners that come out as these emails continue to come out. The story of Epstein, by and large, by the way, to me, seems to be essentially that what I thought was interesting was, I'm in Hollywood, right? Nobody who is actually famous was really interacting with Epstein very much, right? It was a lot of rich guys who have a lot of money but aren't particularly famous. And it seems like they were just using Epstein to try to meet pretty girls, right? Like, he knew a ton of young, attractive women, and a lot of guys who were 60 plus had more money than they did access to pretty women. And so he was their conduit. But, you're not seeing Hollywood people or musicians or anybody that probably can meet pretty girls on their own interacting with Epstein. So it seems to me like, he kind of used his access to pretty women to be able to have access to super rich guys. And that is, to me, one of the bigger stories coming out of the number of these emails being released.
So what would he get out of that? Like, if you're hanging out with, I hate to even throw a celebrity out there, but, pick your actor or athlete. It's one thing to, be hanging out and having cocktails with those guys and thinking that you're buddies with them. But what do you get from just anonymous rich guy? Unless, is he getting like a pimp fee?
My guess, again, I read a lot about how he ended up worth $700 million at his final estate, roughly. I think it was like $680 million. Most people who end up that rich have to build something, right? You can usually go back and trace easily, like, how did you end up worth $680 million? You founded a company, you invested in one. Like, the paper trail is usually very easy to follow. I think that his pathway to wealth was access to rich people, which got him an opportunity to be involved in investing in a lot of different companies that otherwise he wouldn't have had access to. And also, look, Les Wexner, who ran Victoria's Secret, appears to have been one of the places and one of the people where he got the most money from. Once you are in that circle, it's a non-threatening circle. And so of philanthropy, of investing, and all these other different aspects. So I think he relied on his proximity to wealthy people to get him access to things that would allow him to become wealthier. And, there's an argument out there, maybe he was engaged in blackmail on behalf of intelligence agencies and things like that. But that doesn't the New York Times actually had a really good piece about how he became so wealthy. And I understand people talk about wealth. It's hard to become worth hundreds of millions of dollars without having access to companies that end up worth, billions of dollars. So that is my guess about what he got out of it. And basically, he was the guy who would throw a dinner party and there would be, 10 smoke shows there. And if you were 65 or else and you're rich, you have money, but you don't have access to pretty girls, and they would show up at his events because they knew good-looking girls were going to be there. That's my take on it. And again, if you're a Hollywood guy or a music guy, you're surrounded by good-looking athlete. You're surrounded by good-looking women all the time, so you don't need someone like Epstein to be a conduit to the pretty girls. And certainly with Victoria's Secret, he had access to even more pretty girls, right? So many of those girls, I think he probably dangled, hey, do you want to be in a fashion shoot? Do you want to be involved? Do you want to be famous? So once he got, this is my analysis of it, once he got proximity to those guys, then it allowed him to get better-looking girls, and it was basically just that was his way to get entree to that world.
Clay, thank you for the time. Enjoy L.A. And the nice weather. We'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate y'all. See ya.
All right, buddy. Clay Travis with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline from the Fox Lot. There in L.A. He will be back with us next Tuesday when he's back in the frozen tundra of Nashville, hopefully above 60 degrees, so he can shave that mustache. Central State Bank bringing you part of the show right now. Central State Bank is the bank that is big enough to meet any need you have, but they are also small enough to know you. They play on your team. Central State Bank, your hometown bank, serving Shelby County and Tallapoosa County. And wherever you live, they can help you meet your dream. Whether it's building a business, they got the tools, team, and personal touch to help you win. For more than 100 years of trusted service, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships, Central State Bank, member FDIC. Lance's Luck back tonight with some college hoops action.
Yeah, college hoops, NBA. Unfortunately, 2-3 last night. We lost a tough one, Texas Tech. They get outscored 9-0 in the final 2.5 minutes. Kansas wins a big one right there in the Big 12. But free play every single day at lanceslock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
All right, when we return, we will talk some college football. Our college football spotlight today is a spotlight on how Alabama's offensive coordinator feels about his quarterbacks. Ryan Grubb tells WAKA television out of Montgomery how he feels about his quarterback room. And I think if you're an Alabama fan, you'll be excited to hear what he says. That is coming up next. Dan Orlovsky in the next hour talks Super Bowl. That is all coming up on the next round, presented by Bud Light.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit Urology Centers, Alabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
We continue on the Next Round. Dunaway on vacation today. Scheduled to be back with us tomorrow. We've got a lot more ground to cover halfway through the show here. Dan Orlovsky going to join us at the start of the next hour. Talk a little Super Bowl, though you're not watching it, or halftime. Do you think you've got to go? Wait.
I'm saying at this point, I have no desire to watch it.
At this point, you have no desire to watch the game or halftime.
Yeah.
Do you have a feel yet on who's going to win this game?
Yes.
Because you'll still do that, watch it or not.
Yeah.
You're going to play at Lance'sLight.com.
Yeah, I've got side total. We got some player props we've already been working through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. I'm just not excited about the game.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to see if you got a feel just yet.
Yeah. I mean, it is a cool story when you think about how bad the Patriots were last year and, the reclamation that is Sam Darnold. So there's some great storylines.
Yeah.
I just
I get why. I just wanted to know.
And look, there's it's probably
I didn't know if it's a tough game to figure or not.
It's probably 50-50. No, I actually, it's interesting the way this money has piled in. But I've got a pretty good ankle right now.
At our new sponsor, Kalshi, right now, just looking at it, I'm going to refresh so I can give you the latest update here on the big game.
It's probably Seattle 65%.
68 cents. So a $100 position would win you $144 if Seattle wins the game. New England at 33 cents, which means $100 would win you $290. So 68% to roughly 32% there.
Yeah. Barkley would have loved Kalshi back when New England won their first Super Bowl 36, because I'll never forget. I mean, and, he's been, very vocal about this. He had $1 million on the Patriots on the money line to beat the Rams, and they were catching 13.5. So, I don't know what that money line was, plus 250 maybe.
Yeah. What can you just guess what that would be in Kalshi terms? Is that 90 to 10?
Yeah,
is
probably.
It that big?
I don't know about that big, but close.
I mean, close.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, actually, yeah.
That'd be a pretty wild play. And the 10-1.
Yeah.
The 10-1.
When I set up my Kalshi account, too, like there's a variety of ways you can do it. You can do it with crypto.
Yeah, I saw that.
I did mine with Venmo.
Yeah. Google Pay, all those
Venmo straight through. But, you've got a lot of different options to set it up. Yeah. But, man, it's a really, really cool site. And I know there's a lot of people probably bored at work right now. Get on Kalshi, download it. Right. And I mean, there's markets for absolutely everything. Like, I think you can get a position on the next time we'll be on the moon.
Theoretically. Some would say first time we've been on the moon. CPAP Plus, Sweet Home Alabama. CPAP brings you part of the show.
So important to get that 8+ hours of sleep every single night. If you're looking for the best CPAP gear with the personal service you can trust, you need to visit CPAP Plus and our friends at O'Neill Medical, Woody, Joe, all of the great guys there. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 5 locations throughout Alabama, 3 right here in Birmingham, Pelham, Highway 280 in Trussville. Stop by today at CPAP Plus. You're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters. For more information, o'neillmed.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, your urological health is critically important to you. Make sure, men or women, you stay on top of it. UCA, Urology Centers of Alabama. I believe it's up to 16 locations in central Alabama. You can see more at urologycentersalabama.com. That is urologycentersalabama.com, or call to make an appointment, 205-930-0920. Everything from kidney stones to prostate cancer, anything along your urological tract. 205-930-0920. Urology Centers of Alabama handles it for you. urologycentersalabama.com. Sight unseen primarily. You've seen a little bit of Austin Mack, really none of Keelon Russel. You feel how about Alabama's quarterback room?
I just can't remember the last time you had a bad quarterback at Alabama. And look, I know it's a different regime, but, that was kind of it was never a knock on Nick Saban. It was when he finds an elite quarterback, watch out. Because, he had and I'm doing the air quotes, the game managers.
That's right. But when he hit Tua, when Tua came in the second half of that championship game, a lot of people were like, well, Nick Saban has found elite quarterbacks now. Look out, college football world.
Well, look, and as good as A.J. was, and probably doesn't get the credit he deserves, but, from Tua to Mac Jones to Bryce Young, you had elite quarterbacks, and you had great seasons. And, now you look at Kalen DeBoer, and you just look at his track record from Jake Haener to Michael Penix to the way Ty Simpson played, possibly a first-round guy this year. I just assume that either Keelon Russell, which most people think is a favorite, and I would list him at probably minus 220 to
be the starter.
To be the starter. But Austin Mack, just watching him in that quick moment when he came in against Indiana, he had 32 attempts this year. Keelon Russell basically half of that with 15 attempts. And outside of Austin Mack, I mean, really all this was in mop-up duty. But I'm confident that either one of these guys is going to be really good. Now, are they going to put up the numbers that Ty Simpson did? Probably not, but you hope there's more of a balance on offense this year.
Yeah, I don't. I'm with you. I don't know the last time I would say Alabama has been bad at quarterback.
Man, you got to go. You got to go pre John Parker Wilson.
Probably so. I mean, JP, like late Shula, didn't have his best years, but his first year under Saban was good. His second year under Saban was really good.
Well, tell me the transition. Brody Crowell was really good under Mike Shula.
You're about to go through a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, after Brody, didn't you have like the Spencer Pennington?
Yeah, that was your dark ages, maybe, or your dark times,
your dark
days, whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, JP took over the last year of Shula. It wasn't bad.
No, I think JP in today's game would be really, really good. And, he was on the front end of what Nick Saban built. So let's not forget that he had an undefeated Alabama team in the SEC championship playing for the way, would have squarely been in a 4-team playoff, obviously a 12-team playoff. But this is a guy that was in the league for a long time. So you got really good play out of JP. You obviously got it out of McElroy. A.J. McCarron. I mean, just moving forward. Like even in those off years with Blake Sims and Jay Coker, really good quarterback play.
All right, we're going to get Tyler to plug in the spotlight here, and we're going to hear what Ryan Grubb says about Alabama's quarterback room. Tyler, if you will, hit that old spotlight.
The College Football Spotlight.
It is the Shannara Spotlight. We do it every single day with our guy, Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. You find yourself in need of anything with an attorney. Shannara.com is the first place to go. Shannara.com for Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case when you go to Alexander Shannara. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, and he's done that by focusing on some core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Those are the values Alexander Shannara has focused on, and the result has been more than $2 billion for his clients. You can see more and get in touch with an attorney, Shannara.com, Shannara.com. Last week, Ryan Grubb was down in Montgomery for the Football Coaches Association Awards, and he was interviewed by WAKA Channel 8, the CBS affiliate, in Montgomery. A couple minutes on the interview there. You can find it on social media. But one question was about the quarterback room, and specifically Keelon Russel at Alabama. What you're going to hear Ryan Grubb say is how he feels about Russell, but how he feels about the room as a whole. Here's Alabama's offensive coordinator.
And another young guy is Keelon Russel. You've got a year and a half with him in the program now. What have you learned about him?
Yeah, Key is a special kid. Our quarterback room in general, I think a lot of people were waiting to see what we do in the portal, and with Austin Mack and Keelon Russell, we got exactly who we need. They're two of the best quarterbacks in the country. Keelon's special. He's got incredible vision, mindset, and just his intelligence on the field is special.
Juliana Reichenbach on the interview there for Action 8, WAKA in Montgomery. A lot of talk about Keelon Russell there. Like and Ryan Grubb, we saw this last year in spring when there was the appearance of a quarterback battle, said, hey, listen, if the season started today, our starter is Ty Simpson. Like he was not afraid to go ahead and say this is our starter in spring.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that this year, do you?
You probably don't, though there is not another transfer portal window. Bear that
I
in
get
mind.
that, but I think maybe more so out of the respect that he has for Austin Mack. Like from what I hear, Ryan Grubb is a big, big fan of Austin Mack, and you just heard what he said about the skill set of Russell. But I think he wants to give these guys every opportunity to battle down to the wire. And I actually think that Alabama would be fine with either one of these guys starting at quarterback.
Yeah, you've seen Austin Mack for a minute in the Rose Bowl. I mean, that's going to be his most significant time played there.
I'm actually more concerned with how this offensive line, with all these portal guys gel, with running backs, with the young running backs you've got coming in, led by Crowell.
Yeah.
And what you lose at wide receiver. Like you've gone from elite wide receivers at Alabama to very good receivers in Germ to now I don't really know what you've got.
Well, you need Ryan Williams to be elite again. I mean, that's the guy you would look at and you're like, he needs to be elite again, right? I think Lottie Brooks brings a lot of promise there, and they've got some young guys that have turned heads. You're going to be there's going to be some inexperience there. There's no doubt.
But you don't see any Jerry Jeudy's, Devontae Smiths, even Henry Ruggs, Jamison Williams. Maybe Ryan Williams goes back to those few moments that we saw as an elite guy, but I just don't think they've got elite receivers right now.
Okay, Rod has said what I was thinking, Tyler, in the chat room, that Juliana, great job here at WAKA Channel 8. Sounds like the girl from the Trash Open with the Cure Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I will say, Giuliano has got a lot of energy.
She does. But no, I thought it the first time I heard it. I'm like, she sounds like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame girl.
And another young guy is Keelon Russel. You've got a year and a half with him in the program now. What have you learned about him?
By the sounds of it, no.
No, 1,000%. Now, can you play it?
Yeah, do you have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame one? I don't know how quickly you could pull that up. It is now I'm going to say, Rod, I'm not just jumping on your bandwagon here. The first time I heard this pre-show, I was like, she kind of sounds like this right here.
Congratulations, the Cure Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees 2019. Are you as excited as I am?
By the sounds of it, no.
LT, it's one of the best opens we have.
Okay, one more time
with her. Let me hear it. It's not 100%.
And another young guy is Keelon Russell. You've got a year and a half with him in the program now. What have you learned about him?
Now, Juliana, do not take that as an insult.
Now,
that might be the favorite Trash Open of the audience.
Now, if you had Giuliano and the Cure interviewer in the front seat of a car and they were just talking 90-0 and you're the back,
it'd be a very upbeat conversation.
It would be, yeah.
Very upbeat conversation. So there is Ryan Grubb, WAKA Channel 8, commenting on the Alabama quarterbacks.
Like if we list, different position groups, offensive line, running backs, receivers, and quarterback.
Yeah, offensive line's that's the big one.
I mean, where does quarterback fall, though? It would be all the way down.
It may be dead last on
offense.
offense.
I think it's dead last.
Yeah, on offense. So if your concern level, if that's what you're saying, your concern level. My concern level for Alabama would go offensive line number 1 with a bullet. Because if you get that right, you don't even have to be amazing at running back. If you've got offensive line right, you can just be average at running back, be okay.
Yeah, and then I think defensive line and linebackers.
Yeah.
I think there's some question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys, to your point, I posted about this earlier during the 25 football season. Alabama has not had a 1,000-yard rusher or receiver since 2021. Just no alphas, really, at the running back or receiver position since 2021 when you had Brian Robinson and Jamison Williams do it.
And that's, Brooks, I mean, that was when you were competing for championships. I mean, let's be realistic. I know they played for the SEC championship. They won a playoff game, but they really were never in contention to win a national championship.
And I'm not going to be able to pull this up as quickly as I wish I could. But I saw a graphic, Brooks, of the leading receiver since 2000 in the SEC. Yardage
I just posted that.
Oh, did you?
That was our
That was
graphic.
from us?
Yes.
Okay, I would think.
I thought it was
Brooks does
else.
such a great job. You thought it was from freaking.
Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it is our graphic.
So let me guess. So from 20, roughly 25, 26 years?
Yeah.
I would say half are Alabama.
Who are
the
the
top
other half?
7 are from 2 schools.
Yeah, from 2 schools. Who do you think the 2 schools are? It's pretty easy when you think about it.
Alabama, LSU.
Alabama, LSU.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Devontae Smith, obviously. There's Scott's got
Did
it.
it in only 13 games.
In 13 games.
Well, nobody will ever touch what he did.
Oh, gosh, 1,800 yards. You kidding me?
Look at Jamar Chase, what he would have done without Jordan Jefferson on the other side, or Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are Jamar Chase and Josh Reed. Josh Reed goes all the way back almost to the start of this window, really.
Do you remember how bad he torched
destroyed Alabama.
Interesting thing about him, too, that was the last season before bowl games were eligible, so that's only in 12 games.
Yeah. I think, Lance, he had 281 receiving yards on Alabama, 291, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Who was the quarterback? Do you remember? It was
Rowan Davey.
Rowan Davey, that's right, yep. Amari Cooper is 4th on this list. Jamison Williams 5th on this list. And then 6 and 7, the top 7, all Alabama and LSU, Malik Neighbors and Justin Jefferson.
I mean, this is why Alabama fans...
How about Devontae Smith on the list twice? He's also 18th.
I think this is why you're concerned. And look, it's a different world. And I don't think you're ever going to dominate at the top of recruiting like you did in the past with Nick Saban. But how far are you away from some of those receivers right now?
Yeah, and that's what, that was Brooks' point.
And running backs.
Yeah, you haven't had I guess Najee Harris was the last 1,000-yard rusher.
Brian Robinson in 21. They had Jamison Williams and
yeah.
Brian Robinson in 21, and they haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver or running back since then.
Yeah. That's not Alabama football.
No.
That's for dang sure. That's not Alabama football. You've got to somehow fix that. I don't know what that was. Keith says his worst torching in T-Town was Jason Witten against Tennessee. That would have been 2000, I think. 99, 2000. No, I think 99 in Tuscaloosa. I don't remember him torching Alabama that bad. I remember him getting like 6-8 catches, but I'd have to go back and look at his yardage. But for a tight end, like if he
but I don't think it was Josh Reed like.
No, but a tight end getting 100 receiving yards is like a receiver getting 300 receiving yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably the worst one I've ever seen was also on that list, Jalen Hyatt.
Oh gosh, the game up in Knoxville.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, five receiving touchdowns. Yeah, that was Pete Golding still, wasn't it? Ole Miss head coach. Wasn't that a Pete Golding defense he did that on?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was.
It was.
Yeah. So, that was a torch job. 5 touchdowns. Place I'm headed today, I've got the logo on. Inverness Country Club, Lance. Can be your club home here in Birmingham.
Hey, they've got memberships that fit everyone. Look, you play golf, you can sell it to the family. Look, they've got a social membership. They've got a great clubhouse, dining area, fitness center, racket club. Soon to be this summer, you'll have the access to that great resort-style pool. The best days happen at Inverness. They've got memberships that fit everyone. To take a tour, reach out to Aaron. You go to iccalabama.com. That is iccalabama.com. It is the Inverness Country Club.
Our tender moment of the day involved video that I was supposed to send to Scott earlier, and I never did because it was a follow-up on what I can't remember. I don't think it was our tender moment yesterday. I think it was our funny moment yesterday. It was a frat party on a frozen lake, and it's a pretty big frat party, by the way. The lakes freeze differently up north. I think that was a southern video.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can trust it. When you go ice fishing in a hut and you can dig, a 3-foot hole in ice.
I really don't get the ice fishing deal either. That does not seem a one bit fun to me.
I think that's another one of those excuses for guys to be like, I don't want to be at the house.
Yeah,
I would rather go sit in a hut with a fireplace and a 12-pack of beer.
I'd rather go freeze my balls off to fish.
I mean,
look, it's got to be bad at the house.
We're not hunters, but
no, far from it.
I was talking to our buddy Roney. Do you know he was in a tree stand the other day?
I've got to go see him this week, and I can't wait to hear the story.
But he was like, I hadn't hunted forever, so I decided to do it, and just like, what do you do to kill the time?
I've been hunting one time. I was invited the other day, and I said, do you know how many times I've been hunting in my life? And they're like, well, you grew up in Alabama. I was like, this is the amazing part of it. I grew up in Alabama. I've been hunting one time. My whole life I've been hunting one time. And it was a bad ending, and I was uninvited, and I've never been back.
Well, I would say the majority of hunters, a lot of them love to hunt, but a lot of them love to the
I think
fellowship.
It's the camaraderie,
Yeah, hanging out, watching games, cooking together, drinking bourbon together. I get all that. The one thing I wouldn't want is getting up at 5 in the morning and go sitting in a tree stand.
Yeah, the tender moment of the video, I did not send Scott a frat party on ice. You can go Google that if you want to see a frat party on a frozen lake. Frat guys do a lot of stupid things. A party on a frozen lake probably registers in that. It is brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Right now, that heart-shaped Bo-Berry biscuit is there for a limited time through the 22nd. It's not just a great way to start your day and a fun breakfast that you'll love the taste of, and your kids will love, and the people in the office will love. But this is also helping a great cause. It is helping heart health. And 10% of the proceeds from the sales of these are going to go to the Hardest Yard, the Greg Olson Foundation and the Bojangles Foundation, supporting heart care services and research and the communities Bojangles serves, like ours. Make it bow time now through February 22nd for those heart-shaped biscuits.
So, let me ask you a random question because it just popped up on Get Up, and Jeff Saturday's talking about.
Oh, there it is. There's the frat party on ice. Look at Scott. They played hockey. They did everything. That's on a frozen lake.
Well, what scares me
That's a lot
about
of people.
that
Look
is
how many people.
Way too many people. What is the weight on that ice?
More than I'm comfortable with.
I wouldn't be comfortable.
Seems...
Would you be comfortable driving a car out on that ice?
Oh, that's lighter than what those guys are.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
There is no chance I would stand out there with that many people on ice.
Boy, you have got to be... You got to be feeling good about the thickness of that ice to have that many people out there. But, hey, frat party, there was alcohol involved, so there were a few people making good decisions.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Tom Brady on Patriots being back in the Super Bowl. The quote is, I don't have a dog in the fight in this one. May the best team win.
If I'm a Patriots fan, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not have a dog in the fight? I know you own the Raiders, so I guess he's got to be careful here. I know you own the Raiders, and I know you're a Fox analyst. But do you think if the Cowboys were in, Troy Aikman wouldn't say, hey, listen, man, I was a Dallas Cowboy. I'm in the Hall of Fame as Cowboy. I appreciate what the AFC team has done, but I'm all Cowboys.
Yeah, and what the Patriots did for Tom Brady's career. If they don't take a shot and keep him on that roster, and I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but we wouldn't even know who Tom Brady is. He was ready to send out a resume.
Yeah, no. If I am a Patriots fan, I'm like, Tom Brady, you back us.
Is there anything
We're your franchise.
to this?
Now, look, he played for Dunaway's Bucks a couple of years, and he did fine for them. And won Jim, a world championship there, and that's great. But he's remembered as a Patriot. Like even Dunaway would tell you, I'm going to remember him as a Patriot, not as a Buccaneer. He's Tom freaking Brady. He won all these championships with the Patriots.
Look, it's one thing, because you probably heard this, when McElroy wins a national championship in 2009, it had been since 92, when Barker wins one. And there were people out there, I wonder if Barker's pulling for or against.
Yeah, Jay was pulling for.
He was pulling for,
yes.
But you could see a semblance of that argument because he was the most relevant living quarterback, or one of the most relevant living quarterbacks in Alabama lore at that point. Tom Brady, there is nothing that can take away from his legacy. So just because another Patriot quarterback wins a Super Bowl doesn't lessen what Tom Brady did.
Yeah. I would 100% agree. I mean, like Drake May would have to win 4 before you're even comparing him to Brady. Like 2 or 3, you're not even comparing him to Brady yet.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised because Brady, we already know there's a conflict of interest.
Well, yeah,
you're
he's
a
not worried about
minority
that.
owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. You do, one of the 2 games of the week for Fox. So there's already a conflict of interest right there.
Yeah.
I do at some point this week want to do, if Drake May does win this game, where do we put him currently in the lineup of elite quarterbacks in the NFL?
Hey, if Lance's voice holds out, which is 50-50, I know it's dry.
I feel fine.
I know it's dry February, and nobody's going to take. I don't think anybody's going to count this one against you. What do you think about a shot of bourbon?
No, it's funny because I was in the green room talking to Maddie. She's like, "I'm going to bring you something for your voice," and I'm like, "I'm sitting here with 80 bottles of bourbon."
Yeah, just take it. Nobody's going to consider that breaking your dry streak. I mean, that's medicinal at that point. Okay. I'm just telling you, it's medicinal. I've done it. I've done it up here when I've had a scratchy voice.
Did it work for you?
Yeah. If you get you take a shot of bourbon, it's going to loosen that stuff up.
Some of that Booker's in there, 127 proof.
Yeah, that'll loosen it up. Odie's, if Lance's voice holds out, is where we'll be tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow
I'll
night.
definitely at least be there.
I will more than likely be there. Odie's Team Trivia, we do it every single Wednesday, 8 o'clock, original location in Crestline. Newest location in Edgewood. You can get great food from Rodney Davis at both. Live music every Friday and Saturday night. A great place to watch all of the college football action. Get in, see Will Avery and that great staff. 2 locations, Edgewood, Crestline, Birmingham Institution. It's Odie's Tavern.
All right, Dan Orlovsky talks Super Bowl when we return on the next round.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Big game right around the corner, and you're looking to entertain, and you've got to have the great food. You can do it from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. A couple of great options. The smoked chicken wings, $11.99 a pound, available Saturdays afternoon. Quantities are limited, so reservations by Thursday suggested. Also, the Super Bowl Boston Butt Sale, $39.99, reservations only, completely smoked from Jim and that great staff of butchers at the New York Butcher Shop. Two great locations for you, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service, the New York Butcher Shop.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we're about to head to the West Coast, talk a little Super Bowl with our guy, Dan Orlovsky. Don't you forget, Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken presents this hour, the lunchtime hour. The doors are open there at your local Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champy'schicken.com. Go by and get those great Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. They are the best tamales I have ever had. Po' boy, the fried chicken, all the great sides, drinks at the bar, right there for lunch, champy'schicken.com, champy'schicken.com. Dan Orlovsky making his final appearance of the season with us. How sad, Dan. How sad. How time flies. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about the season opener. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's crazy because there's so many moments. Certainly in the last week or two, I'm like, yo, the NFL season is so long. And then there's moments like, man, it goes so quick. So it's been another great year with you guys. I'm always grateful for that, man.
Do you remember as a kid the first Super Bowl you ever watched? And since that moment, have you missed a Super Bowl at all?
I have not missed a Super Bowl since that moment. I think the first one that I watched was the kick against Matt Barr, wide right, to lose the Super Bowl. Am I right on that one?
Not Matt Barr. Scott Norwood. Yep.
Scott Norwood,
yep.
Yes. Matt Barr might have been kicking for the other team.
He was kicking for the Giants that day, yeah.
Yep. So that I kind of remember that maybe being my first one. I remember my dad was a Cowboys fan, so I certainly remember in the 90s when the Cowboys won their 3 straight. So I would probably say since the Scott Norwood, I have not missed one.
That was a run where the NFC dominated. I think they won 13 straight when we were kids. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
It started with my Dolphins losing to the 49ers, and I think it went all the way through those Bills losses. That the NFC won all of them. The NFC, there was such an imbalance. That's why it's so much better now. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, there was such an imbalance. The NFC, when the 49ers, Giants, Redskins, the Bears for a minute, all those teams, they were just so dang good, and the AFC just didn't have teams that could compete with them.
Who was in the AFC that was somewhat competitive? Was it like the Bills and the Dolphins with Marino and Kelly?
Yeah, Bills, Dolphins. Warren Moon and the Oilers a little bit, I guess. I mean, who else was good?
The Broncos for a minute with John Elway.
And the Broncos, but they could never get it done when they got to the Super Bowl. They would always get, destroyed. Yeah, there was a bad imbalance. The NFC, it was so heavy towards the NFC back then.
I wonder what changed it. I wonder what brought. Is that free agency? Is it a little bit of ode to free agency?
Yeah, because you can't just point at quarterbacks. Because listen to the quarterbacks I just named in the AFC: Elway, Warren Moon, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly. I mean,
yeah. By the way, starting in 1982 with the 49ers beating the Bengals, we talked about that Super Bowl yesterday because those were two long, odd teams before the season started that met in the Super Bowl. The NFC won 14 of 15.
14 of 15. I mean, that's just crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, I love the parody. It feels like this year is probably a little bit more or a lot more of the parody and surprise. We've talked about it without some of those stalwarts in the AFC quarterback-wise not being really in that conversation. So it's cool to see some new blood.
Well, the reason I brought that question up to you is I've been pouting since the loss from the Rams in the NFC Championship game, and I haven't gone back and watched the game.
So have they.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But, it is one of those weird things. I was telling Ryan here that, like, how many times can you really sit back and say, I think they're the best team in the NFL that didn't win it, didn't even play in the Super Bowl? It's about as common as winning the Super Bowl. So, I understand why, as a fan, this has absolutely sucked for the last week plus. I can't even imagine what Stafford, McVay, and those guys are going through. But just going back to that game, it was a fantastic game. That atmosphere is some of the best I've ever been in. What went wrong for the Rams outside of the obvious Xavier Smith muff punt and a couple of questionable calls?
Not much. I feel about that game a little bit like I feel the Green Bay-Chicago game from, the divisional round where you sit there, the wild card round, and you're like, man, how did they lose that game? Because if you're the Rams, yes, the punt return, but if you're the Rams and you have an offense and a quarterback that performs twice like that against the number one defense in their place, and you go 0-2 against it, it's hard to comprehend. And so outside of the treetop stuff, the obvious stuff of the punt return and whatnot, I think their inability to just make a play on the football when Sam threw it was a big deal. I don't think that they were overly aggressive, trying to minimize how much success Seattle could have through the air. The lack of adjustments, the touchdown before the half when JSN scores, the fact that you don't have a plan for that blows my mind, honestly and respectfully. I mean, Seattle had motioned him into the backfield multiple times and run basically the same type of concept. He's wide open. So, I think that there's a lot that they look to. And listen, he's obviously a dear friend of mine, but you go for it on 3rd and goal and 4th and goal. And I would have bet literally every penny that I've had that he would have found a way to score in those two plays. And he didn't. They didn't. And I think it's certainly something that they'll look back on and bite them.
And Sam Darnold to not make one mistake in that game. Mm-hmm. And you knew, like, when he throws that sideline on the first possession that leads to 7 to Rashid Shaheed, I mean, he was on. Is there any way Sam Darnold can play at that level again this week?
There's no question about it. He's hot. That's just when you're hot, you're feeling it. And so is the play caller, Clint Kubiak. And so, it's interesting because Sam, during the regular season, against pressure, he was not good. He was a bottom 5 quarterback in the league when it came to dealing with pressure. In the playoffs, he's been the best quarterback. How that flip happens, it's interesting. I don't necessarily know if I know the why behind it. But it's New England's really good. They present a lot of different looks. He'll have to think really quickly and be very decisive. And that front's playing really well, and they'll have some new wrinkles. But yeah, I have very little doubt that he can go play that way again.
Dan Orlovsky, ESPN, with us from the Super Bowl. He's on the Alexander Shinnara Trial Attorneys Hotline. I was off last Thursday traveling. We were in a hotel room. I had Get Up on. My wife kept referring to you as that guy that comes on your show. So you were the one she recognized over everybody else on the panel. You guys were just, I know you got recognized, but only as the guy that comes on your show. No Dan Orlovsky.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It was a win for you. A lot of people, and I noticed you said this on that show that day on Thursday. A lot of people are critical of the schedule start to finish that New England has played. You guys were talking about the Drake May. This was the day the figurative injury report came out. You were talking about the Drake May shoulder injury. And as critical as people have been, you made the point about look at the defenses Drake May's had to go against recently.
Gauntlets. I mean, in the playoffs, the Chargers are a top 5 defense. Houston, I would say, is the number 1 defense, if not the number 1. Houston's unbelievable. And then in the AFC title game on the road against Denver, who's a top 3 defense, and in the weather and the environment. And then if he goes and wins it, it's the number 1, I think, statistical defense in the NFL in Seattle. And so, the regular season, I think they played 1 top 12 defense, and that was Buffalo, New England. And so they just did not face these high-level defenses. And so that skewed a little bit of who they were, what the expectation was, how good they were really, because we didn't see them against elite competition throughout the season. And in the playoffs, the offense has definitely fallen back down to earth, and so is Drake May. But here they are in the Super Bowl. And, one of the things, Ryan, is I even said to myself, I think I said this on Thursday, I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't see this coming from New England's defense more from their offense. The defense has been sensational. Yes, they've caught a break, backup quarterback. CJ played poorly. Justin played poorly. But it is a little bit attached to the defensive performance.
Well, you look at quarterbacks that haven't won a Super Bowl, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and if Drake May wins this Super Bowl, and we saw flashes second half of last season with a bad New England team, that this kid, had a huge upside with the skill set. If he's able to win this, where do you put him right now in the quarterback rankings? I know it's a difficult question, but he could possibly win an MVP. He could be a regular season MVP, Super Bowl MVP in year 2.
Yeah, and a champion, a Super Bowl champion. And so you'd have to put him in that conversation. So you win with type of guy, or win because type of guy, excuse me. This ranking system, I've been on this parade for 2 years of stop saying top 5, top 10, because we're minimizing how good these guys. There's 15 really good quarterbacks, and really 10 to 15 is always interchanging by how healthy they are, how good the play caller is, how healthy the people are around them. But for him, if he goes and gets it done, you'd have to put him into that top 5, top 6 conversation. You just would have to, because of the season that he would have had, and then the postseason journey that he would have and gone through. If he loses it, I still think you're putting him in your top 10. The young man's second year has been fantastic.
The journey Sam Darnold has taken here, and I respect the way he has handled this, Dan, because he's had every opportunity to come out and slam the Jets and slam Minnesota and say whoever he wants to slam. But he's done the exact opposite. He's been like, man, all those things made me who I am. I learned a lot there. I just respect the way Darnold has handled this and hasn't made it about some sort of revenge tour. Rather has said, here's where I am now. Those things made me who I am.
Yeah, it's a little bit too of the perfect storm for Sam as well. I totally agree. And the funny thing is, right, I've championed this guy since he came out. I was a massive Sam Darnold fan. He goes to the Jets, the struggles, and even in the midst of the moment, I'm going, are you sure you really want to trade him and take Zach Wilson? Are you sure? I understand the finance behind it and resetting the clock and all that, but man, I don't know if I would move off from Sam Darnold. And so publicly, I've been like Team Sam Darnold. And then I shot him a message the other day, just this long, man, I'm so happy for you. And he just writes back, thanks. So it's like he's so not caught up in it. He's just so not caught up in it. And I think, because the conversation that's been certainly on our network has been, is Sam Darnold's journey and success going to change the development perspective of quarterbacks? And my answer is no. We're still going to be impatient with them. We're still going to label them busts too early. And probably the number one reason why is it's so hard to evaluate and rank, or I guess put a pinpoint number on grit and mental toughness and resiliency. Sam Darnold's not who he is now because he got more talented. He's just mentally a force field. And I think that's really hard to find and figure out if a guy has it or not.
Back to the Patriots real quick. Outside of Drake May, give me an offensive player that has to perform at a high level for them to win the Super Bowl.
Stephon Diggs has to. Like, if you were going to tell me what do I think New England has to do a really good job of to play well enough on offense. One, it's going to start with protection, yes. Drake May's been sacked more than any quarterback ever to get to the Super Bowl, ever. Traditionally, when you're sacked 15 times in the playoffs, you don't make it. The last guy that was sacked that much or close to it and make the Super Bowl was Joe Burrow. So you got to handle the internal defensive tackles, Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, then you got to handle the edges, yes. But Steph has got to have a big day against Eman Worry. If Seattle wants to play Eman Worry, the place that they have, and cover that nickel position, Steph's got to win. He's got to win. He's got to win. He's got to have a massive day against that too high defense. If Steph doesn't have a big day, I think this can be a very one-sided game.
We don't want a one-sided game. We want a good one.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, those Super Bowls when I grew up were no fun to watch. NFC just dominated, so we don't want a one-sided game. Dan, it has been a pleasure. We love talking to you every week. You are a super busy guy. We always appreciate you making time for us. It means a lot, and I hope you enjoy the game, my man.
I appreciate you guys. Always fun, man. You guys have a great game and enjoy a little bit of winter break and spring break, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yep, you bet. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Later, guys.
All right, Dan Orlovsky with us on the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys Hotline from the most narrow hotel room I've ever seen. You can tell he's in California. Did you notice how close the wall was to the bed?
I wonder where you stay in Santa Clara. Where did you guys stay?
Oh, gosh, that has been a long time ago. The Media Hotel in Santa Clara. See, here's the weird thing. I think, if I read this right now, he's with ESPN. They may be staying differently. I think the Media Hotel is in San Francisco, and a lot of the media events are in Santa Clara, which, by the way, I don't know if you've ever been there. Those aren't particularly close to one another. I have not. Those are not particularly close to one another. That is a hall. So he may be staying down in Santa Clara. To put it in perspective, Lance, and I could be off on this, depending on where you are in San Francisco to Santa Clara is Birmingham to Montgomery, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Time-wise, maybe not mileage-wise, but time-wise, hour and a half, maybe. I mean, it's a pretty good haul from San Francisco to Santa Clara, and there's a large body of water that gets in the way. So, you're limited on options. You got to go one way or the other around the body of water.
But Levi Stadium is away from everything else, right?
Levi Stadium is...
Is it like Glendale?
Kind of. I mean,
but it doesn't have the bars and restaurants, right?
As I remember it, I've only been to the one game there. There were a lot of apartment complexes around it, and apparently a very large power substation.
Okay.
That's causing injuries.
We've heard
remember
that.
the story. So I that's what I remember most around it. There had to be some restaurants or an entertainment, but I did not see it. I did not like that area, by the way. I just don't. I don't know, man. It wasn't for me a great spot for a national championship game. I remember the Monday of the game we had Feinbaum on. You remember we used to do Feinbaum every Monday, and I started the interview. I was like, "Paul, how are you?" Great, Ryan. I'm just out here in the middle of nowhere for a college football game for some reason. so Paul.
I didn't get any good reviews from you guys or anybody that went out to the game. Now, probably a lot of that was I didn't talk to a lot of Clemson people, but
well, I'm sure they loved it, but it was not a desirable place for me. It was, of all the national championship games we've been to, and we've been to a ton of them, that was the worst venue for me. I didn't really like the stadium either. The stadium was just, I don't know. It was all weird. It was all weird. And then the game was not a very good game. No, that was actually a good game.
No.
The Tampa one was a good one. That was a bad game. Yeah, that was not a very entertaining game. The Tampa game was very entertaining. I mean, that came down basically to the final play.
Yeah.
I hated Alabama loss, but it was an entertaining game. The Clemson win in Santa Clara, not entertaining at all. That a very long answer to your question. It is not a great place for this game. I was stunned how far Santa Clara and San Francisco were apart. When you say the San Francisco 49ers, you assume they're playing close to San Francisco. They are not. I mean, this would be like Alabama. Well, when Alabama played at Legion Field, like you're an hour from campus.
Yeah, like, the Rays play in St. Petersburg. And you got to go across that bridge. I mean, it's a pretty good haul, but, it's at least like neighboring somewhat.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how to, I don't know what the exact mileage is.
Almost like when the Bears played in Champaign when they were
Well, that was like
renovating soldiers.
That was like 3 hours away, though. Yeah. I think that's 3 hours from Chicago. All right, we're about to do 4 downs here in a moment. A reminder before we do that, our friends at Johnston RV Center, they've just wrapped up the show up there in Huntsville. Hope you enjoyed that one. The Alabama RV show coming to their lots. You got some time to plan for this one. It's later this month, the end of February 27th through March 1st at the 2 lots, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. That's their RV show and open house. You go see everything you want about Johnston RV Center, and always jump online, johnstonrvcenter.com, where you can find everything from their travel trailers to their fifth wheels, toy haulers, the park models, the motorhomes, their clearance items. You could shop by price if you want to. From less than $30,000 to over $120,000. Wherever your budget is, you can find it right there at Johnston RV Center. And don't forget, everything you buy that is new or qualifying pre-owned comes with a lifetime warranty from RV Warranty Forever. That's when you buy at Johnston RV Center. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. We do 4 downs now, presented by one of our new sponsors, Central Alabama Asphalt.
Yeah, if you're looking for asphalt work done right the first time, call Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. Based in Tuscaloosa, they're a full-service asphalt contractor trusted on major state, government, and municipal roadway projects across Central Alabama. They're not just a big job company. They also have a dedicated division focused entirely on private driveways, smaller asphalt projects, same crew, same quality, same no-excuse standards, no matter the size of the job, from highways to neighborhoods. Central Alabama Asphalt, client-oriented, quality-focused, and built to deliver. For estimates or opportunities, call 205-764-4961. Again, 205-764-4961. Tell them the next round sent you. Be sure to visit centralalabamaasphalt.com to check out their full range of services that may fit your needs.
First down.
If you are a team in need of a quarterback in the NFL, what former Alabama quarterback would you rather pursue in free agency? Tua or Mac Jones?
My fear with Tua, and trust me, there's nobody watching this show or on this show that has watched more Tua football than me over the last 5 years. You can see a noticeable degradation of his arm strength. You could see a noticeable weakening of his arm strength.
So it's almost like Drew Brees in the latter part of his career?
Yep. Peyton Manning in the latter part of his career.
Yeah, that's a big problem, especially this premature.
That's right. And I think it's all related really to his hip, Lance. I think it's all, that hip injury he suffered in Starkville, his final year at Alabama. And while they fixed it, I do think it has caused him issues continuously, and you can just tell he just can't drive into the long throws. Just because of that. And what always made Tua elite to me, I don't know if this is your opinion, but having watched him, what I thought he was better than anyone at specifically were the slants, the over-the-middle throws, his accuracy and timing on those.
Yeah.
And he's lost a lot of his accuracy as well, and that's what always was his strength.
His release, the intermediate routes. Yeah. I mean, so accurate.
Yeah, I 100% go Mac Jones on this one. Mac is still a bit of an unproven product. Tua at his height is proven, but I don't know that you're going to get to that height again, so I think I'd gamble on Mac Jones.
Second down.
Okay, these are all somewhat related. Who wins a playoff game first? The Washington Commanders or Virginia Tech? No, obviously the Commanders have done it. I'm just talking about moving forward.
Yeah. Boy, Jaden Daniels staying healthy. Obviously, any quarterback staying healthy is key. I only point out Jaden Daniels because he had 2 injuries this year.
Yeah, let's not forget the rookie season played in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, it was very, very close then, but the injuries this year set it back a little bit. Winning a playoff game, I don't think the ACC champion, which would be Virginia Tech's path, is necessarily going to garner a 4 seed. But you would potentially get that 5-12 matchup or the 6-11 matchup, which is not always easy, but you're going to get it at home.
Yeah, the more the playoff field grows, if it ever does go to 16 or 24, better opportunities. Right now, I think I would go with the Commanders.
I think I'll go Commanders. To your point, I just saw them in the playoffs a year ago. With or without Daniel's injury, I don't know that they were going to make it this year, but certainly when you lose your starting quarterback, you're not going to make it. I think I would go Commanders in this one.
3rd down.
Win a playoff game first, your Dolphins or the Florida Gators? I mean, both seem along. I mean, the Dolphins were in the postseason last year.
They were last year. Lost to Kansas City on the road in the frozen tundra. I mean, the Dolphins, everything you read about them, this is being called a 2-year rebuild. So that is not winning playoff games when you're in a 2-year rebuild.
I would think some are also in a little bit of a rebuild, too.
Yeah, but I think you can do it quicker in college. With
Probably. I mean, we say that. You look at what New England did this year, though.
Yeah, but I mean, that was primarily because they got quarterback draft right.
They did.
And Miami is nowhere. Miami is, they don't even know who their quarterback is. I mean, is it Quinn Ewers? Are they going to try to go get Malik Willis in free agency? Do they draft the guy in this draft? I keep seeing.
What would be interesting if you guys go out and get Mac Jones?
To Tua's replacement again. Hey, if he could replace Tua at Miami the way he did at Alabama, I am all about it.
Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of people. I saw the graphic earlier. Is Mac Jones going to be the next Sam Darnold?
Yeah, everybody's going to want to try to get that guy now, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go the Florida Gators here. I've got faith in John Summerall. It's easier to make the college football playoffs than the NFL playoffs? I say that, but half the NFL playoff teams make it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 14 of 32, so just percentage-wise, not even close.
But it's not. But
it's much easier to make the NFL playoffs.
But realistically, 133 teams aren't competing to make the college football playoffs. There's really only
but there should be. I mean, 50.
I would say the Gators on this one. I think I'd go Florida.
I think I would go Florida, too.
Miami is in a 2-year rebuild. You know, it's interesting. Miami is going to draft in the area where Ty Simpson has fallen in all these mock drafts. I think they will have an opportunity if they want to draft quarterback to take Ty Simpson. I don't know that they will.
I think anybody that wants to take Ty Simpson will have an opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, if he is, in fact, the second quarterback off the board, I think Miami will have an opportunity to take him.
4th down.
This one to me a little more difficult. Who wins a playoff game first, the Cowboys or Texas Tech?
You know, if Texas Tech had just gotten seeded worse, they would have won one this year. That's the weird thing about it. You know, their seeding is what cost them. Like if you just flip them in Oregon, Texas Tech gets James Madison, they run them out of the stadium and get a playoff win. But because they got that seed, they call it Oregon.
You could tell. I mean, the way Oregon dominated them, as good as they were this year, they weren't close.
No, not to Oregon. But you see my point. Like if they had been a 5 or 6 seed, they win the first round playoff game in all likelihood. Tyler Booker on the show yesterday, all rookie Dallas Cowboy guard, said 2 Super Bowls. Jerry has said his goal is to have more Super Bowl championships than any owner by the time he dies. Robert Kraft is the bar to beat there. And Robert could add another one this weekend. You never know.
He ain't beating Kraft.
I don't think so. I don't know how long Jerry's going to live. He's probably outlasted most estimates already. But he ain't going to – I don't think he's ever going to catch Robert Kraft. But here's what's crazy. I think both these are showing you that money can't buy a championship. Like, I don't know that you can buy a champion. Now, you're only asking playoff win. I get it. I don't know that you can realistically buy a championship at Texas Tech. I really don't know that's why this guy has always fascinated me so much, because that's his goal.
Yeah, I think
I would like to see if you can.
You can buy a couple of wins, though. Now, look, they're going to lose a lot defensively.
Yeah.
Brendan Sorsby is going to be an upgraded quarterback. I feel better about the Cowboys. I think Dak is still a borderline top 10, top 15 quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, George Pickens is going to be interesting. They're probably not going to be able to pay him what they need to bring him back.
You can buy a championship in the NBA and Major League Baseball. It has absolutely been proven. The Dodgers are doing it right now in baseball. The Marlins have done it before them. The Heat did it in basketball.
The Celtics have done it. The Lakers have done it.
The Lakers have done it. I don't know that you can in the NFL. I really don't think you can buy a championship in the NFL. Do you?
No.
You just can't. You can't stack a roster enough because of the salary cap.
Yeah, I'm trying
and high-end quarterbacks are never available in free agency.
I'm trying to think of the last star-studded roster, in football where you're like.
It might be.
I mean, when you go get quarterbacks for hire, sometimes you could view it like that. When Denver went out and got Peyton Manning,
or the Buccaneers with Tom Brady,
or the Rams with Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but even then, you've still got to put players around them.
Oh, you do.
I mean, you can't just go get a stud quarterback and buy a championship. So I don't know that you can do it in the NFL.
Yeah, I would go Cowboys here.
I think I'll go Cowboys. Is that 4?
That's 4.
That's 4. I always lose count. That is 4 downs. Presented by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. We appreciate them being part of the show, as we do Hemp Hill Services. If it doesn't rain right, run right, drain right, or flow right, Hemp Hill Services. I got that mostly correct.
205-229-2090. Trusted name, Birmingham has trusted since 1954. For any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, hard to stop a train, HempHillServices.com.
I am only following up on this. Again, man, I am not counting it against you if you take that sip of whiskey in there. I am only following up on this because we brought it up on the show yesterday. This was exactly the way I thought this would go, by the way. LSU, according to CBS Sports, Brad Crawford, LSU has cleared its NIL reporting inquiry from the College Sports Commission with no disciplinary action taken against the Tigers. The school said in a statement. Actually, it was according to the school. They said it. We brought this up on the show yesterday. The CSC was investigating LSU and others for unreported NIL agreements. The investigation took, it seems, less than 24 hours before LSU was cleared.
And by the way, that's impossible.
Yeah, really. I mean, what are you looking at there? I didn't think anything would come from this, not anything at all. And LSU has said nothing is coming from it. So I'm not at all surprised by this, but I did at least want to put a bow on it since we brought it up on the show yesterday. It's the only reason.
I don't know how you're ever going to enforce this.
I don't either, and I don't know what the penalties are going to be. You going to be all right? You got tears. You got tears. I mean, Lance, listen, the Rams game is almost a week ago now.
This is such a weird cough because I don't feel bad.
I hate that, though. Don't you?
Yeah.
That's the worst time. Like when you lose your voice, but you feel fine and everybody thinks you're sick. And you're like, no, I feel great, but I just can't talk.
Yeah, change of seasons. I mean, got a great workout in this morning.
Yeah.
I can't talk.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not like you do a sports show for a living.
Nope.
All right, we are going to do trash. Do I need to read trash?
Maybe.
Okay. Tyler, could you send it to me? Or you got it printed? As long as Lance has it printed.
We'll print another one for you.
I'll read trash. Yeah. I can read trash today. We will do that when we return. Also, hear what Bucky McMillan says about tomorrow night's. Oh, no. I got to play this. Scott and I think Scott came across the worst question ever asked at a Super Bowl Media Day. I think it's... Scott, let me hear
somebody. If you could be a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Yeah, this is worse than that.
There's
Scott,
no way.
Scott, do you think this was a bit? Have you determined if this was a bit or a real question?
I think it's a real question. I don't know how many press conferences this particular reporter has attended, but I think it's real.
All right, we'll play bit or real question when we return to Mike Vrabel, the New England Patriots coach, getting ready to coach in the Super Bowl. That's next on the next round.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
As always, this hour of the show presented by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Champy'sChicken.com, Champy'sChicken.com. Sterling and the crew have thrown the door open there at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, and they are ready for you. Those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, great chicken fingers, the sides. Tyler always talks about that sausage cheese tray, which is fantastic. Megan slinging the drinks behind the bar. You can go enjoy that as well. Open for lunch for you, 119 in Alabaster, Champy'sChicken.com. Champy'sChicken.com. Also, we take a look at the Super Bowl with this question of Mike Vrabel, presented by Michelson Laser Vision. They can be your look into the future. Lance was basically legally blind. Not only could he not talk, he couldn't see.
Yeah, didn't realize it. Had the contacts I wore for like a decade. When I got the procedure done back in 2003, 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the Next Round sent you. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
All right, so the media day, I think they call it Super Bowl kickoff now, but it's basically the media day, and they do it at night. And this is everything from reporters actually trying to get actual stories and do their job to people trying to get attention to people just asking funny, goofy, off-the-wall questions. This was one given to Mike Vrabel last night. The presentation, I will give Scott credit. The presentation sounds serious, sounds like a real legitimate question. I think it's part of a bit, but I could be wrong. You guys get to judge. Here is the question presented on, I'll point out again, Super Bowl Media Day. Super Bowl, biggest game of the year, end of the year, last game of the year, biggest game of the year. Here's the question of Mike Vrabel.
Is this a must-win game?
A must-win? Yeah, I think every time we go out is a must-win game. I mean, it's kind of the attitude that I've always taken in the National Football League.
I mean, to ask if the Super Bowl is a must-win game.
I actually think he's going to get fired if, year one.
That's right. We're
what
so
is must-win?
You're in a Super Bowl. It's a must-win game. I mean, you don't get many. You're the Patriots. You get a ton of chances. But
I do wonder, though, is this the most important Super Bowl of his life based on the fact that, he won a handful as a player, 3 or 4, but now his first opportunity as a head coach.
Yeah, this has got to be, I know it is because I know some Titans fans killing them to watch this.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
This guy's I don't know that he could have gotten the Titans there. In fact, when they were high seeds in the playoffs, they didn't quite perform that well.
Well, I think Jets fans and Titans fans both are kicking themselves in the ass because, not that Sam Darnold was going to do anything for the Jets, but you see his talent unleashed. back to what Orlovsky was saying. And now, if you're the Titans, I mean,
I love the way this guy approaches it. I really do.
How long ago does it seem like when the Rams beat the Bengals? And I've got a point here.
Oh gosh, it seems like forever. It was post-COVID, but it seems like it was pretty
Yeah, I mean,
good,
it was the 2021 season.
Yeah.
But my point there was Vrabel had the Tennessee Titans as the number 1 seed. Cincinnati went into Nashville and beat them as the number 1 seed. So it wasn't like Vrabel didn't have
that was my
success.
point. Yeah, when they were high-seeded teams, they didn't perform well because Cincinnati beat them there as the 1 seed. They had the home field pathway to the Super Bowl and couldn't even get out of Nashville, So, and that was obviously a really good Cincinnati team that caught fire at the right time, and Burrow was spectacular in the postseason. There was another year, Lance, I think they were the 2 seed, and I think he was a 1 seed and a 2 seed. I'd have to go double check that.
I think you're right.
I think he was a 1 and 2 in Nashville and couldn't make it. I feel like there has been some revisionist history written about Vrabel in Tennessee. Like we talk about him like they fired Vince Lombardi. I remember him catching criticism for that and other things. But as a Tennessee fan, you look back and you're like, wow, we had the head coach that is now in the Super Bowl in New England, and we fired him. And as Scott says in the chat, good job by the Falcons not hiring that guy when they could have. Really dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, right.
Again, Nate points out, as I pointed out to all, and this was not sour grapes by me, I promise, as I pointed out to all the Titans fans, Ryan Tannehill was your quarterback, and eventually water finds its level. And I pointed out to Titans fans, just close your eyes and envision Ryan Tannehill holding up the Lombardi Trophy. It ain't going to happen. So Tannehill was his quarterback, and Tannehill was, I saw it all the time, fantastic in the games that only matter a little bit.
Right.
In the big games, he was not. And that's what eventually happened with Tennessee. Now, they played more games that mattered than he did at the Dolphins. I get all of that. But I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I was like, when they got Tannehill, they were so excited about the guy. I'm like, he will let you down, I promise you. So that was the other side of that with him. Ryan Tannehill, not a guy you could depend on to get to the Super Bowl. Scott, give me Scott's microphone. So that was when y'all hired Raheem Morris, you could have hired Vrabel?
I'm not sure the timeline, but they definitely had him in the building.
I think so.
Yeah, I want to say it was the same.
Yeah, that has to be it.
Hiring history's easy to revisit.
Yeah, but you got to feel bad about that one.
I mean, you do, but how different would it be if Vrabel was with the Falcons? Falcons wouldn't be in the Super Bowl.
Would they be better than they have been?
Yes.
There you go.
And you're
now,
in
would
division.
they have been in the playoffs? Probably.
Yes, in that division, absolutely. I mean, I think Vrabel takes them to the playoffs frequently in that division. But you're right. You dodged a bullet there, Scott. Y'all got Raheem Morris. Now you got Kevin Stefanski. I don't
know how to feel about that.
Lance told you you're okay.
I think Kevin Stefanski's fine. I mean, he's 2-time Coach of the Year.
When he's had a good
Coach of the Year with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I mean, when he's had a good quarterback.
Yeah, I have just paid zero attention to the Browns. So
understandably.
Most people do.
Understand. Even Browns fans, I think, sometimes pay zero attention to the Browns. All right, as we get ready for trash, which I will read, let's hear from Hoover Toyota. Lance, another one of our great news sponsors. We're excited about our friends at Hoover Toyota.
They have become family. I got Leighton's car there Christmas of 2024. I just recently purchased a car there back in October, looking for reliable, safe, something that holds the value. That is Toyota summed up. Hoover Toyota, they've got new Toyotas, a used car dealer. They service Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia with the new used car financing, auto service, and genuine Toyota parts. They've been perfecting the art of customer service for over 20 years, now with their philosophy to give information to their customers. Their inventory offers fantastic selection. Their on-site finance department provides affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they are there to serve you with the service and parts departments committed to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you as a customer for life. That's why they offer their red carpet program. They give you ways to let your friends and family experience an amazing shopping experience with their referral program. Visit their to check out their inventory and great pricing. You can visit the website today. Go to hoovertoyota.com. That is hoovertoyota.com.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Scott says that's his favorite. That's his favorite trash open.
That's a good one.
It is a
Easy
good
to
one.
drink, easy to enjoy. One small story I just came across.
Uh-oh, is this a trash story?
Yeah.
Okay.
James Cameron.
The film director.
Yeah, very well
That's
respected director, going back to the Terminator days and T2 and obviously Titanic, and now he does a bunch of Avatar movies. But he did an interview. He said his first job on a major film set came with an interesting task. He had to distribute cocaine to the entire crew.
That seems illegal.
Now, Cameron, recalling the early days of his career in an interview in depth with Graham Bensinger, saying that he got a job as a production designer for the 1980 sci-fi film Battle Beyond the Stars. Never heard of it.
Yep.
After the previous production designer was fired, on his first day on the job, the filmmaker says the production manager went over his responsibilities. Quote, he says, okay, here's your petty cash voucher. And here's this, and here's that, and here's your your swing shift crew list. Here's your day shift crew list. Here's your black beauties. Here's your Coke. And he said he just continued to put all this stuff on the table. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. What do I do with this stuff? I mean, I didn't take drugs. For me, coffee was plenty. He said, well, you've got to give it out to the crew. Cameron then said, quote, so I just become a dealer, I guess. That was just how things were done in the super low budget world. Basically, people would work for Coke, and that basically was nuts to me.
I bet that movie's wild to watch if they were all coked up when they were filming it. Never heard of it.
There is one still shot of it, so you tell me what kind of quality was.
Looks pretty low. I can't believe James Cameron was involved.
In the Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
Is reportedly the most coked up production in all of Hollywood.
See, I was going to ask this question because I think I've seen this. I thought it was a actor that was always known to be coked up when he was acting, but I think you're right. It's a movie I've seen.
I would say, like in today's world, people probably would say Wolf of Wall Street, just because there is so much in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, they're such good actors, though. They acted like they were coked up.
You would have to take this back to the 80s. It might have been Scarface.
Popeye with Robin Williams.
That's right. That's right. I remember that story now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Robin Williams. Who played Olive Oil?
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall. That's right.
Who was it Brutus and Wimpy?
Yeah.
There's Bluto and Wimpy.
Well, I tell you, I never really liked the Popeye cartoon, and I never liked that movie. That movie was no good. Maybe that's why. Did you like it?
I kind of liked the movie, but I also really liked the Popeye cartoons.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I was never a big Popeye fan. I thought it was a little hokey. Guy eats spinach and he goes crazy. I was like, Superman, all he needed was a phone booth. It was more believable. All right, first read through on this, so bear with me here. Normally, when I present trash, I read it through in the break before. I didn't even have that chance here. So first read through. But based on this headline, this sounds like Tyler's dream come true. A bed cinema in Thailand is going viral for trading out theater seats in favor of 2 to 4 person beds. There is, boy.
There's no chance.
You are asking for a lot here.
You remember the old Carmike Theater in Hoover? And they had those orange seats, and they were very comfortable, but all I could think about was how dirty they were. Like, there's no way Stanley Steamer had ever rolled through there and cleaned those things out. I cannot imagine being in one of these beds.
I am not. You got to at least change the sheets between shows. Bare minimum. No secret that going to the movies has become a pretty pricey experience. The cost of movie tickets. First of all, I wouldn't make it through a movie. If I'm laying down on a comfortable bed, I doubt that's comfortable, but it's somewhat comfortable, I'm asleep.
It's a massage bed.
Oh, I'm definitely asleep then. One theater in Thailand helping moviegoers get more bang for their buck. I'm sure there is a play on words there. By turning a normal night into the cinema into a truly cozy viewing experience that's going viral for how unusual it is. We have video here. So is this guy going to go lay down and watch Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, he's going to go watch Wicked for Good, and he's just walking through the theater now. You get all-you-can-eat food and drink, and you got 4 different kinds of popcorn, even a paprika popcorn.
That sounds terrible.
One of my number one rules is you don't eat in bed.
I agree with you. I've never done that. Breakfast in bed seems awful.
So how disgusting is this going to be that you're eating in bed and then somebody's coming 3 hours later to lay in the same bed and eat in that same bed?
See, I imagine, to clean, you take, a shop vac hose and just, clean the top of it after every showing, and then you sanitize it.
Yeah. Not fiscally responsible, but best thing would just be pull the sheets, burn them every time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you at least got to change the sheets. This says right here, $36 American. Viewers can reserve an entire bed made with an Obmaz mattress to lounge on while they watch a film. $36, not that expensive.
Well, $36 gets you 2 tickets if you're not an AMC member right now. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, this gets you a whole bed in Thailand.
And food and drinks.
That's a nice-looking theater, by the way, in Thailand. They got nicer theaters than we do, right?
And he pulls out a bag that has sheets in it. So
you put your own sheets on? The beds can fit 2 to 4 people. They come with charging ports to power up your mobile devices, slippers, fluffy pillows, a remote control to operate massage mechanism. Well, I mean, why even go to the movie? Just watch it at home at this point. By the way,
some of us like to watch it on a very good quality screen.
Large screen?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in the mood, you can't beat a cinema for watching a movie. But like last night, I didn't want to get out. It was cold. I would rather pay the $25 and just own the movie at home.
It says here it's the latest theater to go viral after the Texas-based cinema chain Alamo Drafthouse, who drew scrutiny online for allowing the use of phones during movies to order food and drinks.
Yeah, so the way Alamo Drafthouse works is you have a little slip of paper that you give to your waiter to order food, and they're getting rid of the paper system and moving to a mobile ordering system like a lot of other places.
So now people open their phones and it's all bright in a dark theater. I hate that.
Yep.
Now, there should be, I don't know how you would do it. I was going to say buttons that you just push if you want a beer
like a nurse.
You want popcorn. But I don't want anybody bringing it in because that's a distraction. Like your ass has got to get up and go get
the
it.
Alamo Drafthouse has never appealed to me. That seems like there's a lot going on during a movie.
But I think those are more re-released movies, right? Pre-released, like.
They do new movies too. We were supposed to get one downtown.
Yeah.
And then they abandoned that. They were supposed to put it in the old steam plant.
We had one in I'll never forget. It was in Vestavia, and we had these lounge chairs you would lay in, and it was called Take One, Scene One. Do you remember this place?
I do not.
But like,
wait a minute, I remember that name.
Yeah, the person came out and they had the directors, and I'll never forget, the movie was Inventing the Abbotts.
Okay.
Billy Crudup, Jennifer Connelly, and they were like, you could tell this guy hated his job. He goes, Inventing the Abbotts, take one, scene one, action, and just hit the thing and then walks off. No motivation at all.
Action. A man charged after he allegedly robbed a Muncie, Indiana area Taco Bell with pruning shears. Seems like a terrible weapon. Ricky Taylor, you see him pictured on the left with, is that a tattoo over his left eye?
It's quite the pose for the mugshot.
Yeah, it really is. What's the tattoo say, Tyler? Can we zoom in on that?
I wasn't able to read it when I zoomed in on it earlier.
Nor can I.
Made?
He was charged with the following: attempted armed robbery, a level 3 felony, intimidation with a deadly weapon, a level 5 felony, and possession of methamphetamine, shocker, 11-6 felony. Officers from Muncie Police Department were dispatched with a report of an armed robbery. The caller advised that Taylor went at Taco Bell in a red mask and a bright orange neon hoodie and demanded that the employees open the till. I mean, how much cash do you think's in a Taco Bell?
Not a lot.
On a given night?
I remember there was a challenge way back in the day, like $20 bill, how much food can you get at Taco Bell? It's changed a little bit. Taco Bell has upped their pricing. You were a former manager at Taco Bell, but I mean, what can you get out of the register? $200?
No more than $200.
Yeah.
Risk versus reward, my man.
Taylor arrested, transported to City Hall to speak with officials. One detective asked if he used the pruning shears found in the back pocket to pry open a register. He responded, technically, it's intimidation. Technically, it's a robbery and intimidation because I threatened them. He's like telling them what I should be charged with.
It's like, no. You want to add this charge.
That's right.
What do
it's
you
intimidation.
Threaten with the shears. I'd much rather be stabbed with the shears than, hey, I'm going to take a finger off. Like if he was like, I've got Jimmy here working behind the counter. Jimmy, give me your ring finger, and he puts it in the shears. I probably would give up the till for him.
Yeah, I think I'm right. I mean, look.
If all he's got is pruning shears, I'm not giving him my finger.
Yeah, I'm just going to back off. He's going to have to get it himself. Speaking of meth here again. A man from Pomona, California has been arrested and charged with operating an unregistered aircraft at municipal airports in Washington State and California. This follows an FBI investigation. Christian, I don't know how to say this guy's last name, but he's 38, was taken into custody Tuesday, charged in a federal criminal complaint filed in U.S. District Court in Los Angeles last Wednesday. The problem with him flying a plane, Lance, among other things, is he's not a registered pilot.
Okay.
You kind of want to be a registered pilot.
Yeah.
Not listed on the registration for the plane, so it could be stolen. He was caught flying, and the investigation began when a single-engine aircraft was reported stolen January 3rd. Seems like this guy's fingerprints are all over it, right? The aircraft was recovered at a local airport. Authorities discovered that the plane's transponder had been manipulated to conceal Rikishi to conceal its whereabouts for more than 3 days. So basically, looks like boy stole a plane. He somehow knew how to manipulate the transponder so he could hide the plane. It was subsequently linked to a second suspected aircraft theft, January 27th. Plane that had not been registered since 2017. This guy's, he's got a type he likes. FBI agents conducting surveillance observed him entering the aircraft and powering on the engine, and they concluded he was attempting to steal the plane. Sounds like it. According to the complaint, he admitted to being under the influence of methamphetamine while operating the aircraft. There is a lot wrong in this story. He was made an initial appearance before a federal magistrate and was released on bond. I would say we keep this one in. I mean, that's dangerous.
How long do you think it would take you to learn how to fly a plane? Like if you were all in.
Like if I wonder, like, okay, so you're in a normal size plane and the pilot dies, and they're like, can anybody land this plane? Do you think you could sit behind the controls and air traffic control could talk you to the ground?
No.
You wouldn't have faith in yourself?
No. I think we've talked about this before. I don't think.
But would you want to be, like, if nobody else on the plane has any experience, would you not want to be the one doing it? At least I'm going to go down to my own hands there?
I mean, I would want to know if somebody's more capable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If
like, as opposed to just letting it
Yeah.
crash, I would give it a shot.
That's what I'm saying. If nobody else has experience, I at least want to be the one trying it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree.
I at least want to be the one trying it. At least I know I have no experience and I'm going to listen.
If there's no actual pilot on board,
Yeah,
my
he's dead.
GTA skills are going to get us through.
Your what skills?
GTA.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Do you fly a plane in GTA?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You can steal planes too.
Okay. Finally, and here's a story we've never had on Trash. And when you say that, how long have we been doing Trash? Probably 25 years?
Oh, not that long, but 20, yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you've never had this story on Trash. A man was rushed to the hospital in, where is this, Tyler?
It was somewhere in France. I believe it was Toulouse.
Toulouse, France, Lance. He was rushed to the hospital because he had a World War I era missile stuck in his rectum.
Yeah, no, never.
You saw this one? Yeah.
Never.
Bomb disposal units rushed to the scene after doctors found a century-old artillery shell lodged inside the 24-year-old Frenchman's anus. During surgery, medics discovered an 8-inch long bombshell. Can you go back to the x-ray?
Wait. How big is that damn thing?
8 inches. And you can measure that. Where is the...
Yeah, but what is it? Is it Hugh Freeze that talks about not only length but girth?
But girth. That's got them both. Well, I mean, look at it. Go to the next slide,
That's a damn
please.
Maglite flashlight.
Yeah, next slide. That's got length and girth.
My gosh.
I mean, loneliness stinks. I get it. Medics discovered an 8-inch long bombshell dating back to 1918 shoved in his bottom. Local police and firefighters swarmed the hospital in Toulouse, France.
But this was an accident. He tripped and fell on it,
It's
right?
a 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
Yeah.
The unidentified man, and I would like to remain unidentified, please, still recovering from surgery, could now be charged with an explosive ordeal. Good writing. He may be accused of violating France's weapons legislation. What a bad break.
Yeah.
Guy's just looking for a good time.
In possession of explosives.
Yeah.
I think I might literally disappear if this ever happened to me, you know?
Police source said, quote, he was in a state of extreme discomfort, you think? Having inserted a large object up his rectum.
How'd he get to the hospital?
Very carefully. The pointed 1918 shell was almost 8 inches long and just over an inch in circumference. It was declared safe. Thank God.
Wow. You know, I thought it was bad when Creasy Bear put that plastic explosive in the cartel guy's ass.
Oh, he goes, I got plenty of time. You don't, but I do.
But I mean, that was...
That guy, he's tied to that hood. He's
that
like,
was
no.
small.
Yeah. It still did the job.
Yeah.
That is Trash, presented by our friends at Bud Light. It's rare that we do a story like we've never had anything like this on Trash, and that was one of them. Well done, Tyler. Good job out of you. The final part of our show presented by our guy Greg from Pell City. That is Greg Nelson, and Greg can come get on your roof and tell you if you need a new roof. A lot of times he climbs back down and he says, nope, you don't need one. Your roof's good to go. You got 3, 4, 5 more years. That's when you call Greg back and say, all right, 5 years from now, let's do it. 205-542-3531. That is Greg's cell number. 205-542-3531. Greg from Pell City on Facebook is where you can find him. Storm Restoration Roofing, whether you've had storm damage or not. Now, if you've had storm damage, he knows how to work with the insurance companies. Make sure you get your work covered so you don't have to pay a ton out of pocket or maybe any out of pocket. But if you just need a new roof, it doesn't have to be storm damage. Greg does new roofs. If you just need one, get him to come climb up on that roof and give you a free roof inspection and let you know if you need a new roof or if you've got time to spare. Here's his number, 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. He's got a builder's license and a business license, so he's the best of both worlds there. That's our guy, Greg from Pell City. Again, 42 consecutive. I don't know if I said this earlier, but if I did, let me emphasize it. It was the 5th longest streak, Lance, in college basketball. I don't know before you ask who the other ones were, but I think we could probably guess them. 42nd week in a row, Alabama had been ranked in the top 25 up until last week. 42 straight. I'm sure Kansas.
UCLA.
No, current. Fifth.
Current. I got you.
5th longest current.
UConn.
Kansas, UConn, Duke would be obvious choices. There are probably some others. But 42 in a row, that was a long streak.
Gonzaga would definitely have to be there.
Yeah, Gonzaga probably show.
Maybe Houston.
Maybe. I think that's pretty good 5 right there. Yeah. Alabama was among that group, or the 4. Alabama
I've got
was
the
among
list
that group.
if you want it.
Oh, do you? Who we got? Is this all time or current?
Current active. So the 4 in front of them would have been Iowa State, who's been in 45 consecutive polls.
Would not have guessed that.
Duke has been in 57 consecutive polls dating back to 23. Purdue, 72 consecutive dating back to the 23 season. And Houston has been in 119 consecutive polls dating back to the 2020 season.
When was Gonzaga not ranked?
Gonzaga and Kansas. I guess Kansas was last year.
I guess Gonzaga fell out of the polls at some point last year. They've only been in 15 consecutive.
Wow.
Yeah. Boy, Kelvin Sampson's a machine. How many in a row, Brooks?
119, and that's like top 25 all time at this point.
Yeah. I mean, don't look now, but they're 6th in KenPom. I think they're 3rd in Torvik. 3rd in Torvik. He's got a team competing yet again for a number 1 seed.
Yeah, 14th longest streak ever.
I mean, just a machine, that guy at Houston.
It really is.
It is the same season every year for them. They're such a consistent program. Now, the one thing he has not done is lift the trophy. But, boy, he's had his chances.
Second time we've talked about Sampson. We brought up Oklahoma basketball earlier in the show, and he's a guy that went to a Final Four with Oklahoma.
Yeah. Hopefully Dunaway and Lance back with us tomorrow. I don't know about Lance's voice. I'm worried about this at this point. But if you can talk, you'll be here. If not, you'll be...
I'll rest it up.
You'll be cheering us home from the sidelines. That's going to do it for the show. If you're on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, do that. Also set your alerts so you know when we are live. You get an alert when we go live so you never miss anything. If you listen to us on audio podcast, if you've not already done it, please set your automatic downloads wherever you get us. Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, wherever it is, set automatic downloads. That helps us a ton. And make sure to follow us and share our work on social media at Next Round Live on all social media. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate Orlovsky and Clay Travis. We'll be back and do it again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.